Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Only a Carpathian would come back to life now and choose New York. Tasty pick. Bonehead.
We were every bit the force. We live, we breathe, we sweat, we paid the price to be the best. Never been about the boys in the office. The boys that have gone out there night in and night out, doing everything they could to be the very best at what they chose to do in their life. Those boys are here tonight.
Well, I must have been away too long because my feelings are dead. I feel no remorse.
I only am who I am because I was born that way. I have a gift, and I am trying to not be selfish about it, but to use it.
My job consists of basically masking my contempt for the assholes in charge. And at least once a day, retiring to the men's room so I can jerk off while I fantasize about a life that doesn't so closely resemble hell.
It's my house, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out.
Grab a dog. I choke him, and I kick the shit out of him. And I all day long, I put up a dog's ass. Just bang, bang, bang up his ass. That's my pleasure.
Go back to bed, America. Your government has figured out how it all transpired. Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here you go, America. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
Sometimes shit happens. Someone has to deal with it. And who are you going to call?
Oh, you guys like to tell jokes and giggle and kid around, huh? Giggling like a bunch of young broads with a school. Well, let me tell a joke.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Never
Ron and Fez show. I'm Ron, there's Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
Why are you making the face, Fezzy, and acting like your ears hurt?
Because I have no idea what this shit is that we're playing right now.
Earl, what's the rock today?
What's the shit? What's the shit du jour?
The song is called New Health Rock by a band out of Brooklyn called TV on the Radio.
I see. BRC stuff?
Well, they're not officially a BRC band, but they're a couple of brothers out of Brooklyn.
Yeah. All right, Earl. I mean, I think it's all great to use the show for kickbacks. I've done it myself. But not when it comes to the music. Not when it comes to the music.
I feel like I got the kick in the back of my head.
Just do what I do. Order a bunch of DVDs and books and then take them right to eBay. That's the way around this. That's the way to pick up a little money for yourself without making the listeners suffer. Do these guys even have a record deal?
Yes, they have a new album coming out this June on Interscope Records.
The new album? The first one?
This is their second album yet.
And the first one was heard by...
Actually, they've done a lot of big tours. They opened for the Pixies.
I thought this was coming out on shit records and tapes.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez. Fez?
Fez, I just open up some wedding invitations for me and you.
I should have thrown my body on top of that so you didn't even look at it.
Why would anyone invite us to a wedding when they know how awful an experience it is?
Just hideous. And these are probably the worst wedding invitations I've ever seen in my life.
Well, it's supposed to be flip-flops with roses, and it's at the beach, and it's supposed to be casual hip, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's like jokes in the inside jokes with the groom's business partner, and it's just,
This is Ed Drosty, the guy who started Hooters, the Hooters chain. And now in his midlife, he's decided to marry an infant, so he wants all the rest of us to come there and look at him.
I've gone to kids' birthday parties that don't have this silly of an invitation.
Where do you see the bride? It's very close to being a kid's party.
Reception at Chuck E. Cheese.
Here's Kevin. Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Earl, music, man, that sucks.
Right.
You got to do something about that.
No, we like it. We were just teasing him a little bit.
Now, listen,
Don't think you're jumping on a bandwagon. I know, AC/DC, right? I understand.
Yeah. Hey, can we get some fatty pneumonia on?
All right, thank you. Yeah, we'll try. We'll look into the Metallica bin for you. Here's Colin. Colin, you're on Ron and Fez. How you doing, pal?
All right, guys. Been a while. Just wanted to let you know that TV on the Radio is opening for Nine Inch Nails for the first half of their summer tour.
There you go, Earl. It's all coming together.
9 Inch Nails, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, the band.
Wait a minute, what year is this? It's not 95? Because this would have been fucking excellent news.
Oh, that's just harsh, man.
I know
9 Inch
it
Nails
is.
has a new album out.
I know.
He's the shit.
Yeah, he is. He really is.
You gotta forgive us. We just got invited to a really bad wedding, and we're taking it hard.
Fez, you gotta be careful, because that Trent Reznor, he's a vampire.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he'll get you. He'll bite you.
He's gonna suck my iron, poor blood.
Oh, yeah. What's wrong with your blood now?
My blood's too thin because
Yeah.
I gotta be on the aspirin therapy and that's what they call it now, taking an aspirin every day, aspirin therapy, and my blood thinners so that my stent doesn't clog.
Is that right, Grandma? I could talk to you about this stuff forever. Hey, wait a minute. Why is there a picture of them? I didn't know that you could do this. Fez, they gave us a little thing to write back to them, and their own picture is on the stamp. How do you get away with that?
I have no idea. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I think they ran out of presidents.
All right, hold on. We have guests that stopped in today.
I think it's possible they ran out of presidents and dead rock stars put on the stamp, so now they're just going for the owner of Hooters and his child bride.
I think she's, yeah, this does look like it's her graduation. It looks like she's graduating, and he's the happy dad, and then somehow they sleep together.
Yeah, speaking of which, it looks like, speaking of dead presidents, it looks like Thomas Jefferson is posing with a girl he just met climbing out of a time machine in 2006.
All right, send this back, Earl. Let them know that Fez is sick and weak blood or whatever the latest complaint is, and I have to be here with him. Please respond by April 7th. What's today?
Today is the 4th.
Yeah.
That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, that is.
That's a lot of demands on you.
This is people that don't want you to go.
Sounds like somebody else fell out. I think there was some famous ball player that couldn't make it.
Marino can't be there, so we're in.
You know what? That's the other thing about Eddie's parties. Like, you have to be introduced as Fez from the Ron and Fez show, and this is you know what I mean? Like, everything's got to have a gimmick with him. It can't be just a person.
It's like a walk of fame.
Yeah.
You know, you'll know this person from their ill-fated TV series.
Or not their fucking job title. Like, he runs Coca-Cola's, all right, whatever.
This was the guy that invented the blooming onion.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know the Outback guys.
Yeah, you can't be overly impressed. It's real C-list stuff. Hey, Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, XM's been giving that advertisement for photostamps.com. That's how you get your own picture put on a U.S. postage stamp.
So, Eddie's a big XM listener.
Yeah.
All right, Fez, why don't we do this? Why don't you pick out one of those gifts, because you know how to buy gifts, right?
For sure.
And then you go down there and hand it to him from both of us.
I am not going to this beach wedding.
And then that way we each did something.
I don't have anything casual enough to wear to this wedding.
You don't have shorts?
I would have to go in pajamas to be casual enough for this affair.
Towel and flip-flops, that's all you need.
Why don't you go down there and do your big Fez act where it's really overboard? Hello, everyone.
I'll do the bit where I'm the one who objects to this wedding,
Yeah,
to
right.
the union of this man and girl.
Yeah, that's always funny. I like any wedding where people heckle. You know, the first weddings, people always make a big deal out of. Second wedding, people are free to yell out.
Yeah, then it's just a roast. It's not really a wedding whatsoever.
Speaking of roast, I'm starving today. I'd like to grab something, Earl. Here's Ryan. Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey.
Hey, leave it alone, man. That band, first of all, they're a great live band.
Ryan, can we move on? Can we finally put TV on the radio in the rearview mirror and move on?
Yes, I'm getting off the radio. See ya.
Or do we all want to pretend that we're 14 and talk about bands endlessly? Like that's the only topic that you can have. Why don't you just write them down in your notebook so when you walk around school, people know that you're into the cool groups. Speaking of which, Fez, you have a big interview tomorrow with the guy from Poison.
Bret Michaels going to be on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, Earl booked him, and I just can't think of a single thing to say to him.
The only thing I can think of right now is why do people keep shooting at your cars?
My two questions were going to be, why were you in Poison? And then second question to follow up, why are you still in Poison? And other than that, I got nothing. And I don't want to be rude to anybody who's doing the show. And I know you know the entire band, right?
Yeah, Bret Michaels, CeCe DeVille, Ricky Rocket, and Bobby Dahl.
There you go. So he's got them all down, Earl. This is a Fez interview.
So that's 3 questions that I have. How's CeCe DeVille? How's Ricky Rocket? And how's Bobby Dahl? And have you heard from them lately?
Yes, they got a greatest hits out. They're touring. Earl tells me that they draw big, right, Earl?
Yeah, they're still a big concert draw. They go out every summer, and they still fill the amphitheaters and the sheds.
Do
they
me
still
a
do
favor.
very well.
The sheds.
Yeah, what's that come from? The sheds. What do you mean by that?
They love animals. They want to be with the animals in the shed.
Earl, I don't want a lawnmower band out here just moving from town to town, working for Power Tools. Is there a band you don't like, Earl? Is there somebody you go, boy, I don't like that music? Or could somebody smash their head against a pan and you would be just hitting your lighter and acting like it's great?
I hate really bad pop music. Like, just no effort into it, like...
Black people music, as you call it?
No, what's that group? To me, like, Black Eyed Peas is bad pop music.
Now, you loved them a couple years ago, before they got to My Humps. You loved them during that whole Where Is the Love gimmick. I know you did.
No, that song was just it was so contrived and so awful. But
what, was the Where Is the Love gimmick?
Yeah.
You loved it! You fucking liar! You've turned on them, and you act like you're changing the past. You were crazy about that song.
And My Humps is just like, that's just a waste of celluloid in my opinion. Oh, it's so awful. It's just annoying.
My Humps asks a lot of important questions where... if she were a camel and there was liquid in her hump and it was alcoholic, he could get drunk off of her humps. I mean, it brings a lot of things into play, things you're not used to thinking about.
Here's what I like, is the fact that she's now calling it Lady Lumps, which hasn't been done yet, Earl.
It's an awful, brutal song. I hate it. Every time it comes on MTV, when they actually show a video, grabbing the remote.
All right, Muni. All right, Muni. Take it easy. What are you doing sitting there? You're 45 years old. What are you doing watching MTV nonstop anyway? Here's Anthony. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Fez. How you doing?
Yeah.
Got a question you can ask Bret Michaels. A really great question. You can ask him how Pam Anderson was in bed, because everybody's seen the video, so...
Fez, is that one of your big interview questions?
I can jot that down, put that on the laundry list.
I think you're going to get hung up on. I think that's a slam it down question.
Then it may be my first.
Yeah.
He's calling in or he's coming in?
I think he's just calling.
Oh, yeah, he'll probably hang up on you.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't hang up on people when you're face-to-face.
Oh, well, it was a good try.
Okay.
You can try the door slam if you want in a live interview.
Fezzy, what's happening today? Oh, I didn't tell you this. I saw a little almost a star on my way home yesterday. Lisa from American Idol was coming down Central Park South with her mother.
Oh, nice. Lisa Tucker, the last one voted off for
American Idol.
Yeah.
She is a little beauty. Just a little beauty. I guess what song she was singing to herself.
What's that?
My Humps.
Just going down the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I wonder why America couldn't fall in love with little Lisa Tucker.
She was so adorable that I had a tear in my eye while I was molesting her. That's how adorable she was.
Tonight on Idol, they go for it's country night on Idol.
I'm so glad you said Tree, because I didn't know where you were going. I thought you were working Blue. I know it's satellite. I know it is. That's where it all gets rough.
And then they'll get yelled at by the judges for choosing country songs. Why did you choose that song when they were forced into the country box?
No, our friends Virginia and Tom Jones are here from Portland. How you guys doing?
Hey, good morning. We're doing good.
Hello.
You're in New York for how long?
Just until tomorrow. That's as long as our visa was, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
You guys seem like you would have a band out right now. You guys have a band?
Well, Tom married into my gothic cover project, Sadly Deluded.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what's the latest with them?
Well, you know, Sadly Deluded does... actually, we do a very nice country and western version of Echo and the Bunnymen's Killing Moon.
Nice. Fez? Isn't that your thing?
Yeah, I love that.
Weren't you a big Echo fan?
Bring on the dancing horses, baby. Yeah, we do spooky versions of regular songs, and we do regular versions of spooky songs.
Working a lot of kids' parties?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's nothing like the white face paint to really
bring it
jam out a 6-year-old's party.
Yeah.
Actually, I met the future Mrs. Hooters at her birthday party.
You know what? She is looking so cute, too. I got to think of something for Fez to get her.
Just another fresh pair of flip-flops. Freshies.
Maybe some sort of strawberry shortcake toy or something like that.
Now,
I knew I should have brought the strawberry shortcake lunchbox.
This whole thing, when you look at this, it just says Buffett has never died. Buffett will live forever on the west coast of Florida.
It's a parrot head wedding.
Yeah. And they feel like they've dropped out, but they haven't. They've just fucking bought into. That's all they've done.
As they get their manatee license plates. The airlines... what they're doing is now you're getting nickel and dime by all the airlines on the little things that you used to get free.
Yeah.
So like Air Canada, now you got to pay to have a pillow and a blanket instead of just having the flight attendant hand you one.
You know, I noticed this too. They're starting to ask for a Coke from people.
Yeah, like...
money for a Coke?
Yeah, like $5 for a Coke or something like that. Yeah.
No, it wasn't that much. It was like... $1 a can or something. I don't think they were trying to make big money like you're letting on. I think they were trying to just break even while they're in the air.
Northwest Airlines, aisle seat or a seat towards the front of the plane where you can deboard quicker.
Yeah.
$15 extra. So all these things being tacked on.
So people are more apt to pay for the aisle seat, huh, than the window?
Yeah, people always want that aisle seat.
So I'm a window girl. I just like to be looking out at the clouds like it's my first flight.
I gotta have the aisle, and 1 foot out in it. I'm constantly getting hit by the drink cart, thinking that there's somewhere I can run if something bad happens to this plane.
Yeah, I've been nailed by the drink cart, too, while I was passed out. And I honestly think she shoved it into me on purpose.
Delta Air, they have added this thing never done before, the airport passenger facility fee. That's $9 tacked on to the ticket, so just to get you through the airport and to your plane.
I never even heard of this.
Yeah, that's brand new. That's out of nowhere. Continental is charging for the disposable earphones now, those cheap little earphones that you get.
Yeah.
That's $5.
Lord.
I like to bring my own.
It's going out of sight now. Just how they're going to add a good $100 to the airfare because of all the little things they've added on.
What's annoying to me is when there's a charge for something that there's no other option for.
Right.
You know, they're charging for the airport. It's not like I can take a frickin' taxi onto the runway and say, I didn't want to pay that $9. I'm getting out of the $9. Or like the convenience ticket fee. They're like, oh, can I buy them at the box office? Is that possible? Well, there's still the fee for convenience of attending the show.
That is true.
Yeah, some of the airlines, they're charging you for the use of their landing gear. That's $75 added to a ticket.
Now, landing gear, is that still called downs for a night of cocaine? Because that was our old nick. Make sure I got some landing gear, too, in case this gets out of control.
Either one is worth the price.
Yeah, well.
Whether it's mechanical or pharmaceutical. Seatbelts, $20 they're charging for.
That's too much.
You know, and they make you wear them. It's like you don't have the choice. You gotta buckle up on a plane.
Well, do you ever see when they'll make somebody put on the extended fat girl seatbelt, where it's just like you're so huge that you have to have a seatbelt come in from the back?
Tell me.
Yeah, it's like 3 seatbelts all buckled together, and then they hand it to you. Yeah, now it's like a $75 fee if you want a seat not next to an obese woman.
So you're riffing on this a little bit. You've decided
exactly
that there are some actual things that are going on in the world. You've taken it up a notch. You're just trying to show them how bizarre they are.
Yeah, cabin pressure, $80.
Too much.
You know, and you gotta have it.
Do you really?
Yeah. Or else you will just suffocate. You'll be Payne Stewart up there freezing to death.
Is that what happens to you? You get a little cold? Is that the cabin pressure thing?
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to start floating like you're in space.
Yeah, if there's a leak, you can't breathe because all the oxygen's been sucked out of the plane, and then you start freezing too because the cold temperature gets in there.
I think you should be able to put on that oxygen mask whenever you want to. I don't think you should have to wait until there's a leak.
That's going to cost you another $12.
Yeah.
Who can't use a little extra oxygen?
I always like some. I'm an asthma victim. Hey, Rob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, how you doing, guys?
Yeah.
I was just talking about the headsets.
Yeah.
I work for the airlines. And that's one of my
got my own
jobs,
radio
taking
show.
all the headsets out of the garbage and rebagging them for the next flight.
Oh, that's gross.
Ew.
Earwax and all. Punch it out.
Yeah, that's the problem with those headset things, is you're getting terrorist earwax, and I don't want that. I don't know. I do not want Al-Qaeda earwax.
That's so disgusting. I always keep mine so that doesn't happen to someone else with my earwax.
Yeah.
But it doesn't prevent me from getting others' earwax. It doesn't stop the cycle that way.
Landing gear. Here's, you know what? You get into that whole gimmick when you're up there. I just want everything there possibly is. I want 3D glasses while I'm watching the movie. I will watch whatever they show me. And the weird thing about it is, you know, they try to show you like bad TV shows now. Watch you actually enjoy them, and you will laugh like you never have at home. There is something about being on a plane where I think like your emotions are a little closer to the surface, where you will laugh at the comedies and be choked up at any family movie that they're showing you. Any kind of Free Willy, you find yourself just a little verklempt watching.
And you'll be so excited to see a Mad About You rerun.
Yeah.
Just to have that.
Hey, Doug, you're on Ron and Fez. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I hear they just have a $50 fee for a sober pilot.
Have we had much problem with the pilot thing, Fez?
Yeah, that keeps happening. Now it's like every few months there's another drunk pilot that somehow these crackerjack security people smelled their breath trying to get through security.
Right.
It's a high-pressure job. You need a little drinky-drinky.
And
settle the nerves.
And there is such a thing as autopilot, right?
Yeah, but that's once you're up in the air.
But what do you have to do? You pull back on the stick, you get it up there, you flick on the autopilot, you take a 2.5, 3 hours nap, you wake up, you're feeling fresh, you push down. I think it's the easiest thing in the world.
I can't imagine Otis Campbell up there, your captain, trying to get us in the air.
You honestly think that it's more difficult to fly a plane than it is, like, to, say, drive down 95?
Yeah, I think so.
When you got cars all around you. A plane, you can't even get another plane 5 miles away. What kind of mistake could you possibly make? Fernando, you're on Ron and Fez.
Fernando here, 1519, guys.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how about bathroom trips, $50 each?
Did they charge in the bathroom at all, Fez?
I'm sure they're going to start, and then another $6 to flush.
Well, that's their problem then. I don't need to flush.
You'll want to flush from the person ahead of you.
Ah.
That's what happens. It's like the earphones. It's the vicious cycle.
And is there actually a tank in that bathroom, or does it just fall down over Nebraska somewhere?
Every now and then someone gets hit with like a big giant sewage iceberg.
Yeah, it is. It's that big blue ice chunk that comes down.
And it lands on someone's cow.
You two, find your timing.
Virginia.
No, you have a pee, and then 2 minutes later, a duck is wet, inexplicably.
That's the way it works. Jay, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
What's up, boys?
Hey, buddies.
I miss Hypnotized Fez.
I miss Hypnotized Fez, too.
Hey, listen, man, I pay an extra $50 for a blowjob from the stewardess.
The stewardesses, I know when the whole airline travel thing started, they were supposed to be such sexy creatures, the whole coffee, tea, or me. I don't know if they still have that reputation anymore.
Oh, no, they've gone actually quite the other way.
Yeah.
Where it's, let's get really robust older women.
Yeah.
Full-figured gals trying to squeeze down the aisle.
And their attitude is just not sexy. You just almost want to say nurse, because it feels like Nurse Ratchet is telling you no to everything.
It's the guy stewards are now the hotties on the planes.
That is true. They're the ones that they say spread AIDS. So they got that whole
That's how I got it.
Going for
Sorry,
it.
Virginia.
That's okay, as long as it happened.
It's breathing that recycled air.
Randy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Big Ass 307, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Had a great time Saturday night. Just wanted to mention that.
No.
I heard that they're going to be charging $100 for an air traffic control fee.
You can decline that if you want, but then you got to really be the one to pick out when you land.
Who's really impressed with the air traffic controllers anyway? Ever since the Reagan years, it doesn't seem to... How needed are they?
I think they're very needed.
Why? You got radar up there in the plane, right?
Yeah.
Why do you need more radar down on the ground?
Well, that's they're keeping the people from running into you on the runway, the ones taking off and landing. They're coordinating that dance card.
So other than that, other than saying you are next and hold till after this person, they do nothing.
Right. They're like an airport maitre d'. They're seating planes.
I can't be overly impressed. I can't be impressed.
I've got the solution.
Yeah.
You're taxiing into the runway.
Yeah.
You hear an announcement from the pilot. Will all the passengers in the window seats please look out the window and look for other planes? Let me know. Somebody raise your hand.
I do that anyway, don't you? Do you have a tendency to glance around and when you see another plane go by, which nothing could be faster than seeing a plane go the other way? I will always let the stewardess know. Hey, that seemed a little close, didn't it? They were right there, weren't they?
I'll do this about 20 times during a flight, where the little light that's on the end of the wing when it flashes or whatever, I'll jump and look out the window like that was something coming towards the window at me.
That's helpful. Fez, I need you to keep a level head up there. We've gotten rid of a lot of the people that you think make it safer, so I need you to keep your head on. Here's Kenny, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
6120.
Yeah, what's up?
Good news. The meals are still free on the flight, but the utensils $10.
Now, I've paid for brownies before.
Yeah, one of the airlines has like a snack pack that they'll give you, some sort of box thing where it's got a bunch of different snacks in it. It's got crackers.
And an apple.
An apple, yeah.
I don't know why anyone thinks when you're in the air you want an apple. It's just not a fruit that's easy to deal with.
You will get a package of 2 crackers, and somehow they pull this off, a tiny, tiny package of spreadable cheese that isn't enough for even the 2 crackers they gave you.
And not the best cheese you've ever had in your life.
Oh, no. It's like some sort of flubber type get-together.
You're supposed to just rub it on your gums like cocaine.
Sorry, Virginia. That's my line of the day.
Sorry, Virginia.
Here's Brian. Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. How you doing?
Yeah.
I got another one of those silly surcharges for you. It's the plane never goes down in the Atlantic Ocean. There's the stewardess at the door trying to charge you $50 for a goddamn life vest.
I know that they say that the seat can be a flotation device, right? Has that ever happened in history? Have you ever heard they went down into the ocean and everybody took the seats out and floated around
just
like a kiddie pool?
Just a long parade of passengers floating by on their seat cushions.
Because one time I was saying to the stewardess, I said, how does the sea come out? And she's like, please, don't even bother. Once we hit the ocean, do you think you're really going to float out on this?
That ass smell strapped to your chest.
Well, yeah, that's the last thing that I would worry about, Fez, is that, hey, I wonder about germs as they float in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean looking like I'm laying on a Ritz cracker for a shark.
I've always wanted to do this. Just pull the damn seat cushion up and strap, it says it has straps that you can put your arms through, and just ride like that through the entire flight. Just in case of emergency, I'm already ready.
I think those would be ready even if you hit the ground. Maybe you could bounce a little bit. Could help you out somehow.
It's actually, if you do land in water and you need to use the flotation device, you're hoping you're in an older plane, because it's 10 decades of suppressed farts that keep you on top of the water.
Just everything there is all ready for you. Here is Will. Will, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, look, I heard they're going to start charging $50 for the air that's in the landing gear tire.
Thank you very much, Will. Will's going with your gimmick, Fez.
Yeah, that the airlines, they are now trying to find every little thing that used to be offered as part of the service to charge you for.
Well, why shouldn't they? When, are you going down for this wedding, Ed Rusty's wedding?
I'm not going to this wedding.
No?
I'm not going near this cookout.
He's got his own casino now, too. I don't know how well it's doing. Hooters has a casino in Las Vegas.
That's right, yeah. It's like Hooters Air closed down, so now we'll go to the casino. We're going to try every business and slap wings on it as best we can.
Well, they're expanding the brand. That's the important thing, Fez.
And I can't imagine what those slot machines look like. 3 wings, you win.
Earl, I heard from a lot of people that they thought Rob Dibble yesterday was a little annoying. They thought he was sounded like he was being a little strong with this and had a little bit of an attitude.
Well, that's when he was part of a team called the Nasty Boys. Of course, he's going to have an attitude. That's Rob Dibble. He's a straight shooter. He pretty much speaks with whatever's on his mind.
No, I did like that he came up with every kind of speed known to man. Do we have that anywhere?
Yeah, he named a couple of drugs.
Yeah, I asked you to put that on my replay. You got it in your room? Where is it?
Oh, it's on your replay.
Where is it? No one pointed it out to me.
Actually, we got it. I have it here. He names a couple of drugs.
Earl, this is good radio.
I'm sorry, but I swore I told you it was, but my fault. But here it is.
Black beauties and white crosses and all the other stuff. Pink hearts.
No, I couldn't hear you.
And that was
ask him to speak up a little bit next to you, your phone guy. I need him to yell out.
Sounds like he's naming the Lucky Charms pieces.
Well, act like I don't know much about drugs, then you just started to give it every jock name that there is for speed. Here's Woody. Woody, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, getting back to the airline thing. I hear they're charging per ounce of how much you vomit.
Thank you very much. Has anyone ever vomited on an airplane? I don't think it's happened. I know they still have the bags, but I've never seen a case.
Guy retching on a 12-hour flight to Germany the whole way behind me.
Into the air sickness bag?
No, onto me.
Oh.
Was it a steward? An airline steward?
Yeah, it was. He looked up at me and said, "I'm sorry."
It was on
Virginia.
your bare back. It was actually on your bare back.
He just realized what his life had become.
Well, what are you going to do? What were you doing in Germany? Selling secrets? Was that it?
Yeah. Sorry, Virginia.
Here's Jesse. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, bud?
Hey, buddy.
I heard the airlines are going to charge $100 not to sit next to a swoogie. Hello?
White people are so scared.
Now, where does that come from?
Black people.
And really, all he's done is seen a fucking plane from the cornfield. That's as close as he's got. He called them Iron Birds till a couple of weeks ago. Here's Ian. Ian, you're on Ron and Fez. We lost you. Here's Ken. Ken, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, guys, buddy. Mr. Brokeback Fez. I hear they're charging $5 per sheet for toilet paper.
Ever take a piss just to pass the time? Like, this will give me something to do.
I always do that. I actually time it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, the first half hour of the flight, I'm just a mess.
Right.
Because I'm still scared from the takeoff. I'm still worried that something bad could happen. By the time I get to a half hour, if I've survived that, I give myself a treat, and that's why I stretch my legs and take a trip to the bathroom just to wash my hands and then go back to my seat. And it's like I wait till that long to give myself something to kill the time with.
I have a friend who thinks if he doesn't piss on it's like an OCD thing, on every flight that they'll crash. So he feels like he's keeping everyone safe through his magic pee. His magic pee will do it for him.
He's keeping the plane balanced. He's adding a couple of ounces of piss to the back of the plane.
He just feels like it has to be done because it was done before. You know the OCD gimmick, right, Fez? That you have to do something so God understands it, or I don't know. I guess they think God really needs these little sacrifices.
I'm sure a lot of people do this. I have to touch that outside of the plane. As I'm walking off the jetway, I have to touch the plane, and somehow I feel like if the paint or metal doesn't come off in my hand, it's a safe and sturdy craft.
So you feel like you need to touch it almost like as a blessing.
Yeah, like bless this aircraft.
Yeah, I see.
As I board.
I usually just hit it with a bottle of champagne, just like ka-chink, and then we're gone.
Then everybody's
And then I have a weapon, and it's all good. I've gotten past security.
You know, that is true, that you really can take a bottle onto a plane.
Yeah,
have
that's
you noticed
true.
that?
Yeah.
Say, I don't want to pay the $5 Coke fee.
Oh, man, I was up, we were actually, this is a real derelict flight we were taking, because it was like, we were going to Tunica in Mississippi, which is a gambling place. So it was all gamblers, and most of the people on this flight to hell were on there for free. So as we take off, we're going from Florida to like Memphis. This guy opens up a hoagie. He's got this beautiful sandwich. I'm smelling olive oil, right? I'm so starving, I offered him $140 for it. I go, I will give you $140 for that sandwich right now.
You've already started gambling.
I was out of my mind. No, I was like, I don't care now about the trip. The guy wouldn't give it up. He was smart as hell. No. He wouldn't let go of it for less than $3,000. $3,000, and we were only up in the air for like 5 minutes. I could have stopped at the same place on my way in.
I always bring sandwiches on the plane, and then for some reason I get embarrassed to eat them.
You should be.
Like, I have that thing of, well, you didn't bring enough for everyone, did you, Watley?
Well, there should be some kind of no outside food. Because really, you're going out of your way, you're bringing a stack of ribs for yourself, and the guy next to you is eating that ugly little cheese and cracker with an apple. It's not fair.
So what I do is I keep it in the bag, the little shopping bag they gave me, and just pull off pieces and act like I'm sticking it in the corner of my mouth there. So
it's gum?
Yeah, so I'm not just gorging myself on a fat sandwich while I'm eating in front of everyone else.
What kind of sandwiches are you bringing on the plane?
Usually I bring like a turkey and whole wheat thing now. I used to bring egg salad all the time, and that was just a mess on a plane.
And is that when you used to fly out to visit the Clampetts in Beverly Hills? Getting on a plane and popping open an egg salad, I can't believe that everybody doesn't start throwing up.
Yeah, because that odor will carry. I also feel bad if the person next to me doesn't have magazines. Like, they didn't think to bring something to read on the flight.
Yeah.
And they've gone through Sky Mall catalog 3 times already, and I've got a stack of tabloids.
So I get on a plane one time. It was me and my chick and then, a guy. So it's the two of us where you feel like, yes, you're like at a table or something where you'll be able to talk in a restaurant. But then suddenly another guy is there. This guy reaches into his briefcase and pulls out a Skin magazine. And it's not like it's even a Playboy or a Penthouse. It's just some big jack-off magazine that no stuff at all. We were fucking rolling.
Then you have to watch if he's asking for a blanket.
Here's Amy. Amy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Fez.
Hi, Amy. Go ahead.
I am the most petrified flyer in the world, and I'm actually not comfortable until all the stewardesses are up and handing out their drinks and snacks, because I feel like they know something that we don't. So when they're up and moving, that's the only time I can actually relax.
Yeah, it does. When it just seems like they're talking about their own shit, and they're you look at them to see if they look like they're thinking about anything, or, God forbid, one of them starts crying.
Right, yeah. I'm constantly wrenching my neck trying to see if they're as white-knuckled as I am, taking off.
Yeah, because you just want them to get that little cocked look like, I've never heard that noise before, to know that it's all over.
That's odd. I've been on 1,000 flights and have never heard that.
Right.
That beeping. What is that beeping?
For the fact is, all the time that they've been flying, it doesn't look like they have any skills dealing with people. At all. Dealing with people that are nervous. They look at people that are nervous like, you better sit down now. Just sit down.
Yeah, they will do that. If they've had enough, they go that angle.
Right.
Or beforehand, they do the joking. No, we're not planning on hitting a mountain. I've had someone say that to me before, a flight attendant. And then giggle.
So you don't like that gimmick?
No, I don't like the overly glib flight attendant.
Seems too much like the start of a disaster film. Here's John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, I thought it was just me, but I got the same thing Fez does. I've always done this. Whenever I get on at the end of the jetway where there's a little bit of plane showing, I got to touch the side of that plane before I go through the door.
Why?
I don't
know. It wouldn't dawn on me to feel like I need to pound the outside of the plane.
To me, it's like I'm almost like patting a horse before I climb on top of it. Good boy. Good stallion.
Yeah, I don't do that either.
Oh, you don't?
No,
I pet everything I ride in.
I act like the horse isn't even alive. I pay no attention that this horse may have its own personality. Eddie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Yeah.
Hey, I was going to say, Ron, that might have been me next to you on the plane with you and your chick with the skin mag. That's one of my bags.
No, what?
I like this.
Do you really do stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, it's the greatest. The people, fuck, they squirm like nobody's business, especially when you pull out, like, I love Purely 18 or, like, Blacktail or something, like, really out there, and, like, just got nothing but, like, no articles, just explicit photo after explicit pussy shot photos,
Yeah.
all you want.
All right, thank you very much. That's definitely the kind of magazine that this guy had. And it's not like he had a problem with it, and of course, I didn't give a fuck. What do I care? He's just a wackadoo. But I can't imagine any other position. If you were on an elevator and the guy pulled it out, it would be somewhat uncomfortable.
For the most part, that's for home reading, home viewing.
Oh, hello. I see you're enjoying an episode of Spread Beaver Magazine. I hope that works out for you.
So, where you hail from there, Joe? That's one thing I don't like, is for people to feel like now's my time for small talk about things that don't even interest me.
When I flew to Memphis with Elfish a couple months ago, oh my God, that row he was in, I just felt so bad for those people because he had them trapped. And he immediately, as soon as he sat down...
Here's my boss up here. He's all having a ball.
Me and that guy. Pointing to me at my row. We're on our way to Graceland. I want to bet. I'm reliving all this story from over a row of seats.
Right.
And these people are just trapped.
And you finally hear, well, enough about the king. What about you? What do you do for a living? Just talking about the king, as if everybody's ready.
And every flight is just booked now. Every now and then you would get lucky when you flew, and like maybe you'd have a whole row to yourself, or you could move up a row or something. Now every flight is just packed, every seat filled.
Yeah, that is true. I have been on like those late night planes where you could actually lay down or whatever.
That is the best feeling in the world, when you find out no one is sitting in your row with you.
Yeah. And then one time I was flying with my daughter, and I fall asleep, and I wake up, and she wasn't there anymore, and I was running around the whole plane looking for her, and then they tried to tell me she didn't exist.
Okay, that wasn't you.
Huh?
That was the movie Flight Plan. That was Jodie Foster.
You don't have a daughter, Ron.
Yeah. I don't?
No.
Then why is that thumbprint on the window? Why is that thumbprint on the window? I will always check for thumbprints.
Just someone writing in the steam.
You ever worry about you losing your mind at all like that, till just like it just fucking snaps, and whatever you think is reality is nobody else's reality?
Yeah, just about every day. Doesn't even take a plane ride.
Where am I?
Everyone look at Fez for a minute.
Please don't. You're challenging my reality.
No, it's okay. It doesn't matter. The thing is, you know. right? Here's Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I was on a flight once, and this group of black people, like a family of 6 of them or something, they were spread all around. Fucking guy next to me pulls out like a 2-foot sub, an Italian hoagie, and like 2-liter bottles of Sprite. They're passing it around, and the whole rest of the flight, it just smelled like, that onion and feet smell you get from an Italian sub. Just fucking
I
horrific.
say anyone brings their own food, God bless them. They were on to something. Earl, your family had every right to take that food there.
That Super Bowl sandwich.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta eat, right?
You love the picnic, right?
Yeah, of course. Who doesn't?
Your whole family?
Yeah.
Picnickers?
Oh, yes. Hey.
What? What did I say? Earl, meet me halfway.
When they lay the food out, though, they have to worry about aunts.
Is that what they call their ants?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Even at a picnic.
I didn't know. Here is Michelle. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hello, Ron and Fez. How are you today?
Well, hello, Michelle.
Well, I was on the flight from hell to Australia, which was about an 18-hour flight, and about a half an hour into the flight, the 2 devil children in front of us started projectile Linda Blair vomiting, and by the end of the flight, almost every person on the flight was retching.
I will say this, it's 18 hours to Australia. I will never see Australia. I don't have that type of commitment to give. You guys are flying how far tomorrow? 6 hours? Is that?
Yeah, 7.
7?
8. 12.
I would think 5.5, 6 is my distance.
Vegas. From New York to Vegas. About as far as I can go.
Well, once you're there, you go to L.A.
After that, you're just pasted to the window saying, "There's a man on the plane."
Yeah, it's just a little too much. It's just more than I can put up with. It's like when my mom used to make me go to market with her. I could put up with it for a while, but if she went to a second store, I'd start flipping out, fall on the ground, and act like I was dying. There's only so much of just chilledness I can give to anybody. Now, when you're on a private jet, I think I could probably fly anywhere that way, because then you feel like you're in your house.
They got the couch. You're getting the food when you want it. You're not waiting for a cart.
All right, my problem with the couch, though, is I don't want it to be on the side. I want to still feel like I'm in a room. I don't want to be flying sideways or backwards. I still want to be looking straight ahead.
The best way to do that is to try to lay down on the couch. Of course, then there's no room.
Here's Jason. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy. Hey, I know Fezzy likes to, he likes to pet the outside of the plane before he goes in.
Yeah.
It's like the Fighting Irish before they run out on the field before a game. They jump up and tap the sign or hit the banner, Good luck charm.
Fez bought that sign for our office, and only Earl taps it. I noticed that, Earl. You're the only one who gives.
It's a good luck charm, and just projects a great attitude. You play like a champion today.
Mm-hmm.
They should write "Fly Like a Champion" on the sides of these planes as I'm tapping them on the way in.
Here's the creepy cold guy. You're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, fag enabler and fag? Listen, I bring...
He is creepy.
Excuse me. Hello?
Yes. Try to get it together and try again.
All right. Listen, I pack a cooler. I got shrimp cocktail, brie cheese, crackers, little bottle of wine. Everybody looks at me and my wife like, you motherfuckers.
I think that's just normal. I don't think that has anything to do with the cooler.
Yeah. There he goes. He just zapped out.
He really thought we were going to be impressed.
Yeah, he thought we were going to like him. He thought he had a funny joke up front. And then he thought we would all think that he and his wife were just the best.
He thought we'd really go for the made-up wife part.
Yes.
Yeah. That guy was straight.
Then why is there a fingerprint if I'm not married? Why? Has anyone seen that film?
I have not.
I actually walked out on the trailer and refused to watch the rest of it.
You paid for the whole movie that you went to see it before.
That I realized that when I was heading out to the parking lot.
Oopsie.
But I just couldn't go back in then. Then it was going to seem stupid.
I'm still afraid there's going to be snakes on our next flight.
Snakes on a plane. And I'll tell you, so many people are looking forward to the film Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, I think it's Samuel L. Jackson starred in Snakes on a Plane.
Oh,
you think like anyone else could have been in Snakes on a Plane?
What I read about it was when he signed on to the project, they were like, well, here's this movie. It's called Snakes on a Plane. He said, all right, cool. And then but that was just the working title. They got a little bit into it, and they're like, we're thinking of calling it Problem on Flight 941. And he said, I signed on to make a film called Snakes on a Plane. We're going to make a film called Snakes on a Motherfucking Plane.
Well, he has the line, I want those motherfucking snakes off the motherfucking plane. And when you get a line that good, you got to stay with it.
What are they going to do for the other 89 minutes?
Yeah. Well, we're going to be panicking. I mean, there are going to be... I mean, I don't think you understand the premise. You're up on a plane, right?
Right.
There's snakes on it.
Holy shit.
Now what do you do?
There is nowhere to go.
No, except the bottom. And you got to get the motherfucking snakes off the motherfucking plane. Some of the snakes are big.
The smaller ones you can put down the toilet, and they'll hit a duck.
I don't know how they were released or what happened, but... You want to
It's terrorist snakes.
Yeah.
It's terrorist snakes.
You know you want to be there.
Al-Qaeda rattlers.
I see, so it's a metaphor for really what we're going through today. The problems
Snake
of today.
in the grass.
Here's Durango Steve. You're on Ron and Fez.
Big ass card holder, 218, guys.
Hey, buddy.
I don't know what the hell is my problem, but every time before I get onto a plane, I got to talk to it like it's a woman, tell her you're a good old girl, and just one more flight is all you got to do, and I don't care what the hell happens after that.
At any point do you try to feed it sugar cubes?
You kind of have the feeling that you're some kind of World War II aviator.
I definitely have a problem.
You're trying to get the Memphis Belle just into Germany and out one more time.
One last mission.
It's not like that.
Come on, boys.
It's not like that at all. By the way, I did see Memphis Belle while I was on a plane one time. It's nothing you ever want to see. On a plane flight, watching movies with people shooting at other planes.
I was on a flight one time, and I always tell the stewardess when I get on board that I'm a problem flyer, that I'm very nervous. If you get the chance, please come check on me and make sure I'm still breathing during the flight. They never do. So this one, the movie's
They have to hand out sandwiches to people.
So the movie's getting ready to start on this flight, and she comes up to me and whispers in my ear,
I'll blow you.
Our flight
$50.
Our flight today is perfect storm. It's catastrophic in nature, and you may not feel comfortable watching this. You may want to look away. And I'm thinking, I have to look away, divert my eyes from the movie screens for the next 2.5 hours that this movie's on.
Hiding in the bathroom's always an option.
Why would you be afraid of a boat sinking, though?
I think just the thought that, the boat went down, the plane could go down. I could draw all kinds of similarities between the two.
What is that show that they call that right now where it's more like a TV show? And it's something like when you go to the movies and you see the 20, it's something like the 20 but for TV shows.
Airborne 20.
Oh. Yeah, it's something crazy like that. Where does somebody feel like they're in show business if they're hosting that film? That if it's only shown on planes?
Oh, I'm sure they feel like that. Yeah, because I have to go cut another edition of Airborne film or whatever, Airborne TV.
And then after that, I'm going to be making an industrial safety film.
Right. I wonder if people who are working in industrial films and that marketing films feel like they're still in show business. Or is that more like being on TLC or the Food Network?
I would imagine they got the show business bug thinking about that.
I'm kind of depressed because it looks like this was like one of my favorite kind of unfamous, famous people from the Food Network. Rachel Ray is going to become famous for real because she's going to take over for Tony Danza. But I used to obsess with her on her $40 a day show. Did you ever watch that?
I never watched
She'll go to a town, and it'll be like she'll be in Austin or, San Diego. It's normally like a nice sunny place. She's got $40, and she has to eat 3 meals. And I think I've watched her do that in every single town in America.
I think one of my favorite not famous TV people is now the Grizzly Man on the Science Channel, where he gets dropped off by a helicopter in some sort of harsh environment, and he has to survive by himself for 7 days and carry his own camera equipment to document himself.
I've never even heard of that one.
So, and he gets very dramatic. If I'm not able to find food, I may die. And
every single week?
Every week he's going to die. If I can't find shelter,
What he needs is $40 a day, and he can have 3 great meals. And then what she would do if she'd spend $38, she'll go, I'll take this $2 and buy a brownie. And I'd be like, yeah, an extra $2, not bad at all.
I bet she stiffs on tips.
Yeah, she does not tip well, that's for sure. Now, I know she's taking over for Tony Danza, so I hope she gets something that can work for her. Maybe she can hook up with the Grizzly Man, the two of them together.
Just something he can cook while he's out there finding berries.
They can make a terrible threesome with Werner Herzog, joins the movie.
Werner never stops. Who's the guy, Fezzi, on your ends of your house? Tim Gunn. He's the gray-haired guy who comes by. He's a distinguished gay guy who comes by to let people know, I don't think you're going to have enough time to finish that.
Yeah, he's like the mentor on Project Runway.
Yeah. Here's John. Missed you, buddy. You dropped off. Here's Frank. Frank, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, pal?
Hey, Ron Fez?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, I was on a flight once, and I got sick, and I went to go for the barf bag, and I missed the barf bag, and I threw up, and instead of it falling down, it shot back, and it hit everybody in the face.
Well, I'm glad you got that off your chest, but let's move on. Let's really put the I threw up on a plane thing in our past, okay?
All right.
Thank you very much. I don't know what goes on in that room, Fez. I really don't.
There's a lot of people in there, I know that much.
Yeah, a lot of people. No one will even make eye contact at this point. Hi, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How you doing?
Go ahead, buddy.
And we lost you.
It sounded like it was on a plane.
Yeah.
May have been
throwing
from a
up.
snake.
Yeah.
Throwing up snakes.
Throwing up snakes on a plane. Big, big trouble all the way around.
Here's a not famous TV person that I like. It's the receptionist on The Apprentice. Robin, the receptionist, she gets one or two lines a week on The Apprentice where she has to say, you can go into the boardroom, and she will really go out of her way to change up that single line each week. She'll never say it 2 times the same in a row.
Yeah, I like the fact that maybe in the back of her head she's hoping that role will expand. Like she's telling her mother, who knows? I mean, right now, I'm just the receptionist. And no time at all I could be leading this show.
Oh, yeah, she's probably trying to pitch anytime she sees Rob Burnett or something like that, where it's like, what about a receptionist reality show? The characters I meet coming in this building.
You know, at one time you probably thought to yourself, I would like to be on TV because, TV is nice. Now, if you go on TV, most of these shows are just really mean to you and attempting to change your life. Like, they will go into your house and acting like your entire life is fucked up and you have to listen to them.
Yeah, they've got all the right answers. You've done every single thing wrong up until this point. Finally, your salvation is here.
I don't know why anybody puts up with them. I don't know why anybody would say, I'm going on Room Raiders and letting them throw out all my old stuff that I like. I don't get it.
The Nanny 911, where it's like, you have raised horrible children.
Well, no, you're horrible, so your children have come out that way. So it's never like this kid is a brat.
Right.
But you've done something. You were too harsh. You were not harsh enough. And this is all your fault. Here is Rob. Rob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
Fez, did you notice that Robin's role has gotten much bigger now? She's actually escorting the apprentices into the boardroom.
I didn't notice that. She gets to walk them in?
Yeah, she never used to, but I think the past 2 or 3 episodes, she's walking them in, opening the door for them, so she's getting a little bit more airtime.
Well, that show, I noticed, was pushed back to 10 o'clock last night, up against basketball. So when you're taking hey, guess what briefcase the money's in show, and that's running for 2 hours, like it's a film where you're going, is the money in this briefcase? And fucking 2 hours goes by, and your show's not ready. I don't know. It can't be good for The Apprentice.
No, The Apprentice dropping off a little bit each week as it goes. This has got to be a huge hit, getting its time slot changed this week.
Now, I noticed this, too. Those girls, every once in a while, get to speak when they open up briefcases. Like, most of the time, they're just opening. But every once in a while, they'll go like this. Good luck. I hope it is low. And then they'll open it up. And I'm like, why at that moment do they get to talk? And why does not every one of them get to talk?
Yeah, and the Deal No Deal girls, they've got to just be sitting there hoping I can get so much more screen time if you don't pick my number early. You know, the girl, when they pick a case that they want, that girl, that number 15 girl, she knows she's gone for the rest of that round of the game, for the rest of the show, basically.
Well, not only that, Fuzzy, not only are they out there longer, but they get that dramatic moment if you're down to the third or fourth case, where they'll take a minute to open it up. And Howie Mandel will be going like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to keep opening up briefcases now?
Howie Mandel, he's just, anytime he has Deal or No Deal, he's trying to say it as dramatically as possible, so that can be the promo shot. He's like constantly, Deal or No Deal? And like doing a little different gesture with his hands or something.
I'll just be sitting in my house going like this, no deal, no deal.
Keep going.
Just feeling like I'm part of it all, part of that excitement. Here is Kenny. Kenny, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Yeah.
See, my friend was on that 9911, not to sidetrack, but he goes around work saying, oh, they tell you to do that. They tell you to do that. It's all in the editing. They made him look like the biggest in front of the national television.
Well, enough people have said that I kind of believe that it is true. Because why would you? If you've watched any reality TV before...
Well, it's for money. They give you $8,000.
Right, but why would you want to be the asshole of the show who doesn't go along, who acts like this? I hate black gay people. I'm like, I can't believe the new Real World. You're shocked that you live with a black gay guy. How could this happen? Real World's been on for 15 years. There's a black gay guy every season, and this year you're acting like you refuse to live with him?
I think the most humiliating one is probably Biggest Loser. That one, because it's just, they're making you pose without, in just your shorts, so that's humiliating. When you're voting someone out, when you go into the room to vote someone out, there's a giant refrigerator behind you of everything you used to eat, and when your refrigerator light goes out, you're out of the game.
And then do they start eating? I never watched this even once. Do they start eating immediately when they're voted out?
No, they kind of go limping off crying because this was their last chance to lose any weight, so there's that humiliating moment. There is also the moment when they first get there where they give them one last food binge to eat everything they can in this Willy Wonka-type room.
Here's Ken, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey.
I want to talk about the Deal or No Deal girls. I already see a pattern coming here to where these girls are going to be famous. I see calendars coming up, and some of these girls don't have two brain cells to rub together. And
well, this is the best part of Deal No Deal. What are they wearing? We don't know what color dress they've picked out until they all come out together. And then I will yell out at my house, it's silver!
Last night was a very nice basic black for the 26 girls.
Here is Aaron. Aaron, you're on Ron and Fez.
How you doing, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, like on Deal or No Deal, how when they get your family there and they root you on, saying things like, come on, buddy, stay focused, as if you could possibly do something different than open the case.
Right. There's not much you can do. You're trying to pick cases with low numbers. Other than that, there's no skill whatsoever.
I like it when a sort of high number goes, like, let's say you have the 750,000 still left up there, but you open the case with the 50,000, still a lot of money, and they all go like this, that's okay, I wanted to do that, I wanted to lose the big amount. That wasn't 750,000.
Here is Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. I just want to know if you guys enjoy as much as I do watching Howie Mandel, considering he's the biggest germaphobe in the world, not shake everybody's hand.
Does he definitely not shake their hands?
Oh, he does a fist pound thing. You can't actually shake his hand. He won't let you.
Everybody pounds knucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a better way of going through life, though. Because you don't know who's a germaphobe, and you might as well just pound the knuck.
I don't know how the hell you guys think about Anthony every day.
I just kiss him on the mouth and just sneeze. A lot of times I'll mouth kiss him, and I've got this terrible cold. But I know he worries. And I try to respect that in people. In the meantime, you are on the planet to live with germs. I don't think you've got anything to worry about.
There's no way to avoid them, that's for sure.
I don't think anyone's ever died from germs. I'll go that far. I don't think you can die from germs. Here's Scott. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys mentioned something about the trying to figure out what dresses they were going to be, what color.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, a lot of times, they've matched Howie's tie.
So whatever color tie he was wearing?
Most of the time, like the other night, I think it might have been Friday, I think it was on, all the girls were wearing like this god-awful like mauve or pink or purple or something. He had the exact same color tie on.
I didn't even notice that. Fez, have you ever noticed?
I've never picked up on that. They should have to shave their heads like Howie. Just bring out the Howie girls and they're all bald.
Hey, Charlie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
I was in Reno, and I watched that show for the first time. I had no idea what it was about, and I'm sitting there going, this is the fuckingest, stupidest show ever. And before long, I'm sitting there watching it for the entire time, and the next day I'm watching it again. I don't know. It's like Teletubbies.
You know, I saw this, and I guess some people were upset about it, speaking of Teletubbies, that Sesame Street is going to put out new DVDs aimed at kids 6 months old. This will be the youngest demo in history. I don't know what's going to be on there. Just a big tit. I have no idea what is going to keep a 6-month-old excited. But they worry because they say at age 2 is the youngest that a kid should really start watching TV.
So it's like the brains are going to go to goo quickly and lead to obesity, I think. It's like it's going to set those sedentary patterns already in them.
Well, this... kids are already watching TV pretty hardcore by, let's say, 3 or 4. At 6 months, though, the interesting thing would be, is it just going to be flashing colors? How are you going to keep that kid interested? I mean, even now, what are you going to do? Shake a rattle at them, and you only kind of think they see you.
These are the easiest videos in the world, these shows, to write, to make. Just a puppy, maybe. You just film that for a few minutes.
Well, I don't know. There is something about stuff like Teletubbies, where babies like people with really big eyes. If you ever notice, baby shows, there's enormous eyes. What they get out of that, I don't know. Daniel, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, those Deal or No Deal girls, they're called briefcase beauties. They take a 6-week course to learn how to walk in unison and how to open the briefcase without having their arm block the amount of money that's inside.
No, I had no idea about this. The briefcase beauties.
Yep, on somethingawful.com.
And they went backstage a little bit with them yesterday to say how long it takes them to get looking that good. They've got to get there 5 o'clock in the morning.
What a waste of time that 2-hour show was. Keep it going. Keep playing rounds of this game. I didn't need to go backstage to see a day in the life of the briefcase beauties.
Well, I could have played that whole game in 30 seconds. I don't know why it takes an hour to act like you're going to keep asking the person if they want to switch until you really don't switch until the end. Here is Patrick. Patrick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Patrick.
How you doing? I just heard you mention child obesity. I was watching the news last night, and they made a new car seat for obese children now.
So it's an extra wide car seat?
Yeah, for fat children.
You got to admit something. There's nothing cuter than a really fat toddler. I mean, those really, really fat ones are just, you could just squeeze the shit out of them.
One of the shows, like Jerry Springer and Maury Povich, years ago had baby Zach on there. He was like the 70...
The giant baby.
Yeah, the giant baby. And I really wish they had done a follow-up on that. I'd love to see what he looks like now at 4.
I never believed that he was as young. I think he's like that kid on MTV where everybody thought he was 12 and then he's 30. I think that they just took a 5-year-old fat kid, put a diaper on him, and then he gets on TV. I really never... Because he didn't even look like a baby and then was just fat. He looked way older.
Yeah, one of the things they were having to do was, like, put him in the adult diapers. Like, he had to wear his Depends.
It's adorable.
No, that's my favorite, when you get a little baby and they're so fat, it looks like they have elastic bands around their wrists and elbows, and I say, enjoy this time. This is the last time people are going to like you for being obese.
I don't know what it is. I just want to carve into them and just eat them.
It just looks like buttery.
Yeah, buttery good. They look like they popped right out of the oven. I would just like to bite that little thigh. And you know that the meat's going to come right off the bone.
Yeah.
It's going to be so tender.
There's no muscle tone there at all. It just slides off.
Pure juice.
Delicious.
Just a fat baby all juice.
I might even roll them up in butter. Just Just sit there. I mean, not actually eat them, but just season them and just see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have a
they look
lick.
delicious.
Have a taste.
Oh, just delicious. I wouldn't even bite their little toes off because I bet they're crunchy good.
Ooh, just that is like the American Indian and the buffalo. You could use every part
of the baby
of the 21st century fat baby.
I would put a straw in the fontanelle and just suck up that sweet baby brain.
Can you imagine the gloves you could make out of baby skin? The softness, pliable.
What if you had sheet made out of baby skin?
That'd be beautiful.
Or jackrag.
I didn't have sex with a baby pre-mortem.
True. I think that would be all right.
And just when you come home and you know that there's a baby that's been roasting in the oven all day.
That smell.
That just tells you come hither.
What about baby soup? Where you just drop a baby in soup, and you just slow cook it. You get that broth going and let them come off the bone a little bit. Let them come off the bone.
Get those big eyes floating to the top.
Put an apple in his little mouth.
You know, we were rocking the East Village the other night. I saw a club called Fat Baby. I don't know if you're aware of it.
Yeah.
Your former interns are going off and starting clubs.
Fat Baby was underage alcoholic. And Fat Baby, again, was like 20 but looked 4. And everybody, loved them. All right, hold on. Ryan wants to tell us something about... here's Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, yeah, I got a 6-month-old son. He watches cartoons all the time.
What kind of cartoons?
Usually he likes Dora and the Teletubbies.
That's good because that TV should be a babysitter. You are doing the right thing by taping him to the front of that flat screen while you go out for beers.
Put a wig on an apron on the TV so he thinks it's a nanny.
It's the only time I ever get to bang my wife now since we had him.
Why not just do it in front of him?
No. You know.
He likes cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents did, and I come out a little skeeved. So
Now,
I don't want to bring it
Teletubbies
up the
is
same
his
way.
main show, though?
No, Dora the Explorer.
How does it feel to have a baby that young and know they're gay?
I don't know. I'll have to ask my dad. My brother's a shit dick.
All right, thanks. At what age do you think that you would know that your kid's gay? Because I'm not saying who they are. There's a very famous couple that I know they want their kid to be gay. That we're supposed to think that, they're both straight, but we all know better. And the way they talk about their kid is as if he's already gay.
Just the things he loves. Oh, the funny stories from his school or whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, he's only like 2.
Oh, okay.
So they're just acting like the way he talks and the clothes that he's into. Because they know that a little gay kid would be a lot more fun to tell stories about.
Just a lot more stylish.
Yeah. All right, we got an update on Fat Baby Zach.
Good.
Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about that update on that baby Zach kid. When they first showed him, he was like 3 years old and 105 pounds. They did an update on him. And, what was he, 7 or 8 years old? And he hadn't
1,000
lost
pounds.
any weight. His mother's still letting him shovel in whatever. Or what,
All right, so at 7, he's weighing 105 pounds.
No, that was his original weight on Povich was 105 pounds at 3. And he's 7 now, and he's big as ever.
Unless he's 250, I feel like he's getting it together.
He could just get a little height on him.
I don't know why his mom would want to change. She got famous for having a fat baby. They put you on television.
Why would she want to back out on that?
No reason.
You can't give up the act. You really have got to stay with it.
Anytime her and the fam want a trip to New York, just write Maury. We're having more problems with Zach the Giant Baby. I can't control his eating.
He's even fatter. I'll tell you about it at the plaza.
Wait till you see him.
They just got a hose in this kid's mouth, just running gravy in there all day. Here's Ben's raw ass. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, I want to know, how about a nice big baby in a slow cooker with some potatoes and onions?
Oh, man. A roasted baby.
Nice.
I mean, obviously, you can't eat baby, and it would be wrong. But you, in your mind, know that that's got to be delicious. It's got to be delicious.
Just put one in a big crock pot.
Mm-hmm.
That slow stewing thing.
Well,
process.
I think wrap it in foil, like a baked potato. Put it in the oven all day. Just let it stew in its own juices.
Buttered up.
Don't trust me around it. Don't trust me to cook it, because you will come back and see a half-eaten baby.
That baby was for everyone.
I can't help myself. I think I could eat one raw. I really do.
Do you guys know about this like big eggy breakfast custard thing, the Dutch baby? Because we do it in the South. We do it at the Pancakes house, and that's kind of fun. You usually split it with another person, but then you can walk around the next day, the rest of the day, and say, "I can't believe I ate a whole baby."
Starving for a custard baby. Starving for it. Here's Rob. Rob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, I'm fucking starving now.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
is it baby eating time yet?
Yeah.
So getting back to the 6-month demo, that's not anything new, because my daughter's 6 now. When she was 2, 3, 4 months old, she was watching the Baby Einstein, Baby Bach, Baby Beethoven.
Now, what happens with Baby Einstein? I love the name.
It's pretty cool. It's all classical music, and, well, they've done studies on it saying that it stimulates their brain and all that jazz. But it really does keep them focused, and it shows shapes and colors and dogs. And I'd say by the time she was about 1.5 years, she had it memorized.
I thought the Baby Einsteins were going to be little physics problems for infants.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
No, they're awesome, though, because it's like a shot of a chandelier, a train slowly, a toy train being pulled across. There is the occasional puppy shot. It's awesome on acid.
Right.
Really tremendous.
It's a really good baby acid.
Actually, even the whole thought of being a baby is kind of like being on acid. Yeah. Because, you don't understand everything, and then some things make you laugh hysterically, noises make you real afraid. Being a baby and tripping could be exactly the same thing. Here is Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, what if the baby dies of natural causes? Is it okay to eat the baby then?
Well, we do live in a society where there are rules. So,
well, what if you're
only if it's yours.
Yeah.
If you call the cops, would they let you ever keep the baby, or do they make you take it away?
You know what? I forgot to even mention this. How happy I am to see Tom DeLay fucking just limp off back down into Texas and live in his own shame. Honestly, you can eat a baby. But the fact is, we know it would be delicious. We know this in our hearts.
You can't even start licking them, because it could just lead to biting and chewing.
What smells better than a baby? Just smelling that baby
skin. Get a good hit off of it?
Yeah. That new baby smell.
Here's Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, I'm starving. How about a little baby sushi? Little baby butt on some rice, eh?
If you just sliced just a little bit off that pure virgin butt, laid it out on some nice rice, I would be eating it up.
Oh yeah, some baby fillet. But if you get too near the ass, that can poison you. It's a risk you have to take.
I'll eat the ass right out of it. I don't care. I feel good about myself.
Just dipping it in a little soy.
And a little boy. Here's Joe. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Yeah.
I got a great recipe for you, that very old family recipe. It's barbecue baby back ribs. Delicious.
Man, I want my baby back. Dominic, you're on Ron and Fez.
Barbecue sauce.
In my kitchen, I came up with a turkey, and a duck, and a chicken, and a baby.
But it'd have to be baby Zach.
It would be a chick and a puppy and a baby. And it would be baby turducken. Seriously, a baby. And I think that's why women will keep babies. You'll ever let me see that baby. And they'll be like, no, I'll hold it. Because they know in the back of our minds we just want to bite down. And fucking starving as I'm sitting here. I can't believe I'm not going to eat any baby today.
They're mouth-watering to think of.
Imagine the gravy alone.
Oh, man, that's got to be good. That's like pure melted butter.
I even like to just act like I'm taking off their little fingernails and just chew along. I just want to bite down. I just want to bite on the finger.
That would be like eating a lobster, where you actually get a baby bib to get with your baby before you eat it.
You can use the
Crack
baby's
open
own
those legs.
bib.
Yeah.
Suck the marrow out.
Oh, marrow.
Baby marrow.
Cures what ails you.
Yeah, I think it would. It's, you're really eating better. Scott the Butcher, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how about a baby on a can?
on a beer can. That be the perfect way. You just you put the seasonings in with the beer, stuff the baby over top of it, close the lid on that grill, and you come back an hour and a half later, and it's perfect. Because it's really basically stewing in its own juices.
Mm-hmm.
A baby sweating out beer.
There's a little discomfort when you first put the can in, but it'll get used to it.
Here is Jack. You're on Ron and Fez.
All right, Ronnie, you got to picture this. Standing out in the backyard by the grill, sucking on a nice stogie, put the baby on the grill, slice up a nice glazed Krispy Kreme donut, put the baby right between.
You are seriously just... I mean, it's the tartness of the baby meeting the sweetness of the Krispy Kreme donut.
Grill marks on a baby's face?
It's too damn tempting.
Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
What about a baby shrimp cocktail? Just dip it in some cocktail sauce, little baby fetus.
Oh, like a fetus, yeah. Just hanging on the outside of the cocktail sauce.
Little fingers, little toes, all the way around.
Not fully formed. Not fully formed.
Breaded.
Still had the tail. Still got the tail on it.
Right.
That's where the flavor comes from.
I am going out of my mind starving today. Earl, there's definitely no place in town that serves baby.
No, that I know of.
Earl, you know what I was thinking? Black baby.
Chocolate.
How delicious would a black baby be?
You know what they say, the darker the meat, the sweeter the treat.
I didn't know that. I had no idea. I don't have a car, so I don't see all these bumper stickers that you do. Here is Alan. Alan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you put that baby on a spit and roast it over an open flame, or either that or you have, Cajun fried baby, or like we call it down south, blackened baby.
Here's what I would hate is you make a delicious meal, a baby for the whole family. The looks on the other kids' faces, they're like, oh, who's next? What's the oldest that you would eat a baby?
Oh, I think
18 months.
Yeah, I think 2 is pushing it.
Right.
Really?
They start toughening up after that, I think.
Yeah. They're really running around. You don't want them to start walking because then that meat starts
You would need a toddler.
It starts getting lean and stringy.
It's too much work.
Calluses on the feet, no good. But
Yeah.
So no potty trains.
No.
Nah.
You got to get them long before that.
Yeah.
No, like the shrimp cocktail, you got to clean out that mud vein.
Mud vein? For the baby, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
You just call it diaper gravy and go forth.
Diaper. Here's Tom, you're on a Fez.
Hey, what's up, boys? How about the innards? You know, like the sweetbreads and the
Yeah.
liver. You slice it nice and thin with some bacon and onions.
Baby sweetbread, I definitely enjoy.
There's not a piece on the baby that's not going to be just delicious. It's new and fresh.
Yeah. Here's Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
What can we do for you, Mike?
I was going to tell you guys to be careful if you put the baby in the microwave to either poke a couple holes in it with a fork, or else it might explode on you.
That is a problem. First of all, I never use a microwave. I just don't believe in it. I feel like if you're going to have good, fresh product, why not cook it the way it's supposed to be cooked?
Yeah, if it was a baby TV dinner, that's one thing, but a baby's got to be slow cooked to get the flavor.
Yeah. If you're going to get the best baby out there, don't ruin it. We're going to take a little break here. Earl, you got the Fat Baby song you can play for us?
Sure, of course.
Sure.
It's excited.
I love the Fat Baby song. I've only heard it once, and I love the Fat Baby song.
Whatever. We'll be back in a few moments. Ron and Fez.
Fat Baby is an underage alcoholic. He got arrested for driving on the wrong side. He'll stay a virgin until he gets convicted. Gonna get fucked up the ass when he goes to prison. Stupid motherfucker's gonna drop dead of a heart attack before he's legally able to drink. So ugly he makes people sick. His sloppy belly hangs over his dick. He smells like hot sauce and pork. He'll be buried with a fork in his ass and a stain on his shirt. Even his mommy and daddy think he's a jerk. a job, he can't drive a car.
He's a pathetic, retarded slob.
That baby is an underage alcoholic. That baby, that baby. That baby is an underage alcoholic.
Show tonight, or is it tomorrow night, Fez? Is the really big night?
Tomorrow night, or it's going into this morning, Wednesday morning. So it's tonight.
Just tell us what it is.
Okay, it's for the only time in history.
Yeah.
At 1 a.m. and 2 minutes and 3 seconds, it will be across the board 1, 2, 3, and the date 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And what does that mean?
1 minute, 1 hour.
It's the end times.
2 minutes, 3 seconds, and then April 5th, 06.
Nice.
Hey, we got our friends here from Portland. It's Virginia from Portland. And also Tom Jones. No, not that Tom Jones.
No. No, I'm the foppish rake of 18th century literature, just so you know.
So that's the only one.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
That's the only one we know.
Yeah.
What one do you know?
The Welsh one all the time.
No, you were saying that you bought the new Mike Black album.
Yeah.
Go, no go.
Amazing. I say go.
Yeah.
I say go.
I say no go. I don't. I just don't have a good feeling about it.
No, Tuesday morning we were camping out for it in front of Tower.
So we just got it in. Our buddy Mike the Teacher, Fez, he's got a brand new album.
Nice.
So you thought we were talking about a real album?
Yeah.
Well, it is a real album, except for our friend made it, Mike the Teacher. So it's go, no go. Is that the name of it? Just came in now. Just dropped now as we speak. So Earl, you can start and use some of that as segue stuff.
He should do a cover of Blind Amoeba Science.
Why?
He's a science teacher.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Good heavens, Miss Nakamoto. You're beautiful.
Science! What happened to the great Dolby? The Dolby sounds.
Dolby's Cube.
Yeah.
We were watching actually some old footage of Thomas Dolby on an old
Why wouldn't you?
on the Gray Whistle Test.
Oh yeah.
The show that Ken gave me a copy of, but we have the extended version. So
I had no idea.
He was doing a video for Hyperactive, and his lack of rhythm on the cowbell was shocking. Shocking. The English.
I know you guys hang out with Ken in Portland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it? Just real sarcastic? You watch things like that and you act like you're better than those people? What happens? What is the Portland angle?
The sad thing that Ken, Tom, and I are really sincere about liking a lot of stupid things.
Like what?
I am a year in, as they say, to tap lessons.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Let's see a little tap.
There's nothing less impressive than
knock it out.
Tap dancing on the radio. I'm gonna say, but we like some dumb music, but we I don't
You
know.
should do a little tap number, or as I like to call it, knocking out a batch.
No, our own East Side Dave does ventriloquism on the radio.
Yeah,
he feels pretty good about that. Let's hear just a little bit, Dave. Because you said you went in his car, Fuzzy, and there was a couple of dolls.
Yeah, he had the ventriloquist dummy. There was a ventriloquist dummy and a puppet sitting on the front seat that he had to move for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I spend as much time with them as possible,
right?
It'll really, the act will really get solid.
Now, how long have you tried this?
Since I was 16, so I'm 28 now, so 12 years.
12 years, and ever have a paid gig?
No, not yet. I did a couple coffee houses and stuff. A lot of people left. There was 3 or 4 people left.
Where were these coffee houses?
Red Bank, New Jersey. Ironically, the scene of another Ron and Fez show employee disaster.
All right, so what is the name of your puppet?
Well, my real puppets that Fez saw were Smeagol and Roberto. I named Smeagol from the Lord of the Rings character, and Roberto, he's like a little Caucasian ventriloquist dummy in a tuxedo, so I thought a Latino name would
Ronnie,
be funny.
it's Charlie McCarthy.
A man, wait a minute. What do you call him?
Roberto.
Oh, you act like you're into ventriloquism. You never heard of Charlie McCarthy?
No, I've heard of Charlie McCarthy.
Famous act ever?
Yeah.
For your genre?
And this is Roberto. No, it's not. It's Charlie McCarthy.
Yeah.
And he had he used to have a little timepiece and everything, but he lost that, and lately I haven't been able to find his pants.
How did his pants come off, Dave?
Why did the pants leave the puppet?
Really?
All right, let's hear your act.
How are you today, Smeagol?
Why are you using a different voice for yourself? Hello! Hello, puppet! You should just use your normal voice as the puppeteer.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's difficult
That is
to
his
learn.
normal voice.
Right. Smeagol, it looks a little rainy outside.
It certainly does, Dave. Now, wouldn't you be going for some kind of joke or something? Not just small talk?
Have you considered doing it with like a surgical mask on?
Right.
Because that would be a hell lot more.
Right.
Get a nurse puppet.
I
had a doctor.
Grow a beard.
Yeah.
I had a joke for my umbrella.
Don't let me interrupt, yeah.
Smeagol looks a little rainy outside, doesn't it?
It certainly does, Dave.
Are you going to have an umbrella with you?
I can't find an umbrella that's small enough. I'm a puppet. So...
You got a little drinks umbrella.
The joke is
that would have worked.
Your idea of the joke is the puppet is so small that it's hard to find a small umbrella.
Pretty much the whole routine is the same joke.
Size.
Yeah.
You're small, aren't you? I need a tiny sandwich. Could you help me up to this urinal? It's too big. Is it like an English lady? It sounds like an English lady.
Yeah.
I guess there's a little,
It's a Dame Edna puppet.
Average, yeah.
I was trying to do a more of a Fraggle Rock meets a kind of Kermit the Frog type thing. You know, those are my two real inspirations. I mean, everyone loves Jim Henson.
I've never heard of him.
So I thought I'd go with that, but that's kind of like pretty much the routine. You know, I ask him, if he'd like a bite of my apple, and then he says, "Can you shrink the apple? It's just too big. You seem to have forgotten that I'm a puppet."
Alright, so again, small.
Why don't you try to use the voice that Charlie McCarthy actually used? Because people will be shocked to hear that voice coming out of that dummy's mouth.
It's like if he had Charlie McCarthy, but he was compressing his testicles.
Well, I guess I can do one of those old school, like, "Hello, Smeagol, it sure is rainy outside." "Absolutely, Dave."
So I like that you've changed your voice into the loud man.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. This is a puppet.
That's to establish he's the human.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's go back to the original Smeagol voice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. How's it going today?
Well, it's going great, Smeagol. And how are you? Not too good. I'm still a puppet.
All right. See? Stupid.
It would work. The thing is, right now, and the listeners at home should know, I'm just using...
What about the ones at work? Should they do anything, or people in their car?
It would work better if I had the actual guys with me.
Well, bring them in.
All right,
Todd, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Dave is making me hate your show, and I'm kind of getting sick to my stomach.
Here's the thing. It makes me hate the show, and it's mine. So that's really bad. He makes me hate humanity.
Hey, I'm
Why
not
you
trying
drawing
for
on
that.
yourself, David?
I
you're
always
nervous?
No, I write notes.
What did you write?
Reminders.
Better
big
puppet act.
Blue. In big blue letters, I wrote "Bring in puppets" so that I don't forget.
Just draw eyes on it and see your wences.
It does work pretty well. Ooh, that's not so bad.
Yes, that was a guy's act in the 60s. So,
hey, Smeagol, how about a knuckle sandwich? Get it?
We're all listening on the radio. We can't see.
Okay, I was talking to my hand puppet, which was a hand, and I said, "How about a knuckle sandwich?" Because That didn't work.
Ron, like a competitive child. Now that Dave did something,
Right.
I want to do something.
What do you want to do, darling?
Okay, I'm going to do my tap. I'm going to do my tap joke.
All right, let's
It's conceptual.
Yeah.
So we were in class, and Miss Megan was helping us a mnemonic device to do a time step.
Right.
And she says, "There's no meat on Fridays. There's no meat on Fridays. There's no meat on Fridays. There's no meat." And then we were going to go into the buffalo, and I offered up avian flu, avian flu, avian flu, no meat for you.
All right, so that whole thing, and that's help you keep time.
It's about. You don't need to watch.
It's about warning the world.
When you have a time step.
There is less talent in this room right now than maybe any room in history. All right, so I've got a joke for you guys.
Bring it.
So this is kind of like a variety show, okay? So I'll do a joke, and then maybe you can try it with your puppet later, okay?
All right.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
The interrupting cow.
The interrupting.
So it's like a little joke
classic.
that you can try with
good
kids.
one.
I have a great joke. Maybe I should incorporate it to my puppet act.
Yeah.
It takes 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
What's the proper name for a shish kebab?
What's that?
A shish Robert. Thank you.
That would be good.
Did you hear the one about the kitten who worked in the cream factory?
Give it to me.
It didn't last. He got caught drinking on the job.
Oh, because he's a kitten.
He was a kitten. He liked cream.
Right. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? And why hire?
Yeah. I blame HR.
He promised.
Really? A human resources mistake. Human dildo, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you?
I'm doing good. And I think it's just really great of you, Ron, to give the mentally challenged a spot on your radio show.
You know what?
You're doing good work.
I want to do that because I noticed that every championship team has that Rain Man kid who you try to put in at the end of the game and see if he can't score some points. By the way, what is the name of that kid? Do you remember, Fez, the one that shot all the points in basketball?
J-Mac was his nickname.
Did you see that he was at Final Four? They invited him in the Final Four. This kid has had a great year, an unbelievable year.
Yeah, President Bush calls him J-Mac.
Yeah.
And then he says to him, do you mind if I call you J-Mac? And the kid goes, yes. And he goes, good, I'll call you J-Mac.
Is this the
He
puppet?
totally ignored what the kid said.
Is this the puppet show? I can't tell.
No, it was in his press conference.
No.
Do you mind if I call you J-Mac?
You should
Yes.
get an autistic kid to sit on your lap. I know I do.
No one will believe him when he tries to explain what you did to him. Bruce, you're on Fez.
Hey, Ryan, can you please get this freckles faggot off the air?
All right, puppets are calling in now, complaining. We are really getting tons of puppet complaints.
I'll take the heat in the puppet community. I don't care.
There is a puppet community?
There's a big puppet community.
And where do you live? On the outside of that community?
I'm not welcome anywhere.
Outside of puppet land.
Even in the puppet community, I'm shunned.
The Mr. Rogers trolley won't even go into that part of the puppet neighborhood.
Yeah. Cabs won't stop there.
The interesting thing about you is you got a howdy-doody look. So you should get like a Buffalo Bob doll and just
he's
kind
born
of
to it.
flip the script.
I could, if I just got a bigger person, in fact, I could be the, maybe
like
Earl.
You was Shaq. If you sat on Shaq's lap and just did your voice.
I'll email Mr. O'Neill tomorrow.
No.
If only Andre the Giant were still alive.
If only.
But
Say
Big
that
John,
every day.
Big John Studd is still around, huh?
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He's gone.
Also gone.
King Kong Bundy?
Also gone. Large people don't last. You never really go, hey, I saw this old lady the other day. She was like 6'10". Doesn't happen. They die early.
That heart just wears out from dragging those gigantic bones across the earth.
So when I went to Knicks against Miami Heat, the Heat was killing the Knicks. But my heckle was just, how old do you think you'll be when the heart gives out, Shaq? I'm guessing 50 at the latest. And I tried to get everybody to chant along, but nah.
It's kind of wordy for a chant.
Yeah, it's too wordy. Now I know that. It's too wordy.
That's a good method, It keeps the pension payments low.
True. Hire the really tall.
Today I caught myself doing this New York thing, walking to the subway. Talking to myself out loud without realizing it. I hate it when that catches up with me. Just thinking, because I was looking at my watch, and I'm like, okay, I got another 5 minutes. And I actually said I got another 5 minutes out loud.
All you need to do is put a thing up to your ear like you're on the phone and nobody.
Yeah, always have a bud in.
Yeah, that was like, hey, the phone.
That would have worked better than me just spinning around looking to see if anyone heard me.
No, you live alone, right? Do you talk to yourself at your house?
There's yesterday was a day where I was just constantly talking to myself. I think that's why I did it this morning. Sometimes I can be silent, but I notice around dinner time is when I talk to myself. And I'll actually call myself Buddy and say, what are we having to eat, buddy?
Buddy.
There's something wrong with it. When you think it's time for the two of you to go out and eat, and you're alone, that's a problem.
I'll go to the refrigerator. What do we got in here, buddy?
Ron, I think it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
He could be saying, what are we eating today? Fucker.
Yeah. Eventually,
he's friends with himself.
He's going to be going in that direction till finally.
Get you.
Yeah, I'll get even with you, you son of a bitch.
I saw what you did.
Oh, there's plenty of stupid idiot days.
Do you call yourself names?
Yeah, stupid idiot is probably the biggest one on the negative side.
Ever slap yourself?
Yeah, I've done that before.
Where? Face?
Yeah, just like, come on.
Sometimes if you cut yourself, it relieves the pressure.
It does.
I have to try that. Just slice around the meaty thigh area.
I was a cutter for a while, but now I just turn on country music stations. And that's my way of hurting myself and punishing myself for what I've done.
That's too cruel to
That's
yourself.
mean. That is mean.
Too cruel.
I'll just force myself to listen to Jesus Take the Wheel until I understand you've got to do better. No, I don't think I talk to myself. I sing too much, and I'll sing right in other people's faces. And particularly if I get into a hook, I'll be stuck with it all day. But I don't think I ever speak to myself. But I live with people. I think part of your thing is, Fez, is that you'll go 21 hours without talking to another human being.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, it's like I drop my keys and I have to hear stupid idiot. Those are the first words I'm hearing for the first 18 hours.
What you might want to be is in a relationship, and then you can be abusive to them. That's my way of feeling better about myself.
I need my own stupid idiot.
Yes.
So I don't have to focus it on me.
Yeah. Because your way is you're blaming yourself for everything instead of her, who's really held you back and kept you from what you want to do.
For spilling something in the kitchen.
Yeah. You talk to yourself at all?
Yes.
What do you say?
Big time.
Hey, everybody, it's time for us to get some soup.
Yeah.
Usually things of motivation, but one of the things that I notice I do all the time is...
come on, you can shit.
Let's go. Not around bowel movements.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Usually, but one of the things is I'm not necessarily a big fan of necessarily, the way I look. And
no.
I
handsome rake.
I'm in the, I do this all the time here at XM. There's like a lot of stalls. And so I'll look in the mirror, and I'll be washing my hands, and I'll just be like, oh, man, what? You just fucking look like hell. You suck. God. And because there'll be no one at the urinals, I always forget about the stalls. So then there'll be two guys who come out.
You really hate the way you look.
Yeah, and
why don't you dye your eyebrows?
I don't know how to do that.
Skin.
You have eyebrows?
I know. There's nothing I can do.
Feel above his eyes, and you're gonna...
No, they are there.
Yeah.
But, so, then I have to get, pat on the back by strangers who'll be like, hey, you're not so bad, kid.
People say that?
Yeah, I always forget about
Do
the
they have their
stall.
pants up yet?
Yeah. I don't believe that anyone comes from dropping mud to trying to make you feel better about yourself.
There has
First
been
of all,
twice.
anyone who tells you you don't look bad is lying. 2, why should you give a shit? You got a cute chick, right?
Yeah.
Who else you trying to impress? Mars? Who is it that you're after? Who here do you try to look good for? I mean, we should all come to work in our jammies. There's no chicks that even work here.
That's true. I just, I feel like I get stared at by children, on the
You're
subway
frightened.
and
So
stuff.
what?
Yeah.
So what?
I'd like to avoid that. It's kind of,
Mommy, why has that man been boiled?
it cripples me.
Why is the puppet man so scary?
Start with the things you can work on. Maybe a shirt that isn't covered in pit stains.
You want to do that?
I'm trying to work on that.
He actually sweats pink. I don't know how he pulls that off. All right, Dave. So
I
you
do
got
what
problems.
I can.
Don't be mean to yourself. Both of you guys are being mean to yourself.
maybe if Fez and I were roommates, we could be, mean and nice to each other's imaginary friends.
It would refocus the stupid idiot conversation.
Fez, my chick brought this up to me today. She thinks you need to be in a relationship.
Yeah?
And part of your problem is this constant lonely guy scene that you do.
It lets my head run amok.
Yeah.
It'd be so much. I'd love to, I'd say, I call you roomie. That would be the best. Hey, roomie,
I don't think we should shift back and forth from the roommate to significant other conversation too quickly.
That's not me. Yeah.
First of all, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to judge you, and neither are your real friends.
I'm not judgmental.
Right.
I'll have a nice London broil waiting for roomie when he gets home.
I can't eat London broil.
Why do you call him roomie? Because he has a room?
He's in Roomie and Michelle.
Stupid.
I would call you Border.
Borderline.
Or Rummy.
Jack and Coke.
Do you want him to move in with you, Fez?
No, I don't want Dave to move in with me.
He doesn't have much stuff. He rents by the week as it is now. He could be over in time for you guys to see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that you're so excited about.
I can't wait for that tonight.
Yeah, he'll be over for it.
The only downside is he does batch his own weight once a week.
What's the difference?
Doesn't make a difference.
No.
Just seeing the ventriloquist dummies in the middle of the night will make me shriek.
You got a 2-bedroom place, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you let him have his own room until we'll see how things work out between the two of you. Then he comes in and you're snuggling a ghost at night.
We can watch movies, a little, some cartoons at night. We like the same things.
Daddy.
We like Batman, right?
Oh, you're going to play that game? Well, what are you doing in my room that everybody likes to play every once in a while? Hey, what are you doing in my room? I'm nervous. I want to sleep with you.
I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said.
You want to do that gimmick, Fez?
No, I don't think I want to have Dave move in.
Do you want a relationship?
It's not first and foremost in my mind.
It should be, so you get this other stuff out of your mind.
What if I didn't bring any of my stuff, just brought a sleeping bag? Here's the catch, though. You still have to give me $800 a month for my place in Queens.
Sure.
I'm not paying you $800 a month.
You're getting blowjobs.
No, wait a second. Well, maybe from puppets.
Which are basically... boy.
I saw your lips moving.
I gotta say, getting to meet Fez in person, Fez, you look like $1 million.
Fez, you could do well.
It's time for Fez dating.
Yeah. Svelte, you're ready.
Well, I appreciate the compliments.
What do you want to do? You want a computer date?
No, I don't want a computer date.
What would be your perfect person? And you don't even have to mention sex. But in your mind, you had to think, who's your perfect person,
Keeping in mind that Don Knotts is dead.
Right.
I don't know.
How could you not know by this point? As long as you've been the lonely guy, it never dawns on you, here's the type of person I would like to meet.
I guess it would have to be someone that cooked, because I don't cook.
Right.
So that would be a plus.
A plus, but...
Right.
And again, that's a maid thing. You're not after a maid here, Fezzy. Who's the perfect person for Fez? Who's your other?
I am trying to think.
Well, someone who likes comic books, perhaps. I mean, don't you want the same hobbies?
Well,
Wrestling?
So what do you want him to do? Date himself? That he's
Is that
already
what
been
everybody wants to do?
doing. No, I want just the opposite. I want just the opposite.
I would still need my alone time. Because now I'm pretty used to it.
What do you mean alone time? Jacking off? Yes.
No, just time where it's not 24/7.
Bathroom has a lock on it.
Waking hours.
What are you talking about? You need to go into your own little place?
Yeah, my own world.
What happens there? What happens in your own world?
Not much. It's just me, it's just me and myself.
That's your problem. Your problem is yourself. You need to get out of that noggin of yours. Find yourself in a bad relationship, screaming, "Fuck me, no, fuck you! Your mother did this to you!" One of those relationships.
Someone who would listen to all that from me would be good.
Yes, they all do. They all have to. Derek, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I think Fez is one of those asexual people we've been seeing on the news lately.
They've been on the news lately?
Yeah, on Fox News, they play the asexual people that have no tendency towards men or women.
Maybe that's the O'Reilly factor you're looking at.
Maybe you should date one of them. Date somebody from Fox News. Why don't you get a little MySpace and start putting yourself out there?
Because if I put myself out there and then I want to pull myself back in, I'll feel like I'm already out there with another in a relationship.
Fez, can I tell you something? Being undead is not being alive. Do you understand that? That's from E.E. Cummings. It means you got to take some chances. You got to get out there and live. Live a little, baby. You're going to restaurants with this new friend of yours. Go through them one after another. Be in the bad ones. That doesn't mean they have to move in with you.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It seems like it's all or nothing.
Springtime is love time, and viva sweet love.
True.
Try new things. Go to a Yankee
Ventriloquism?
game.
Go to a Yankee game.
Go to a Yankee game.
Yeah, that's never been done before.
For Fez, I'm saying.
Fez, you've never been to a baseball game?
I've been to baseball games before.
Great Venture in New Jersey. These are things. Go skee balling. Things that I like to do in my spare time.
Are you saying that you want to be the new gal in Fez's life?
Not the gal.
That's what it sounds like.
I'd like to maybe be the chaperone, though.
The wingman.
All right, so the perfect person, Fez, gives you alone time.
Yeah.
What else?
Listens to my shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
No, not actual shit.
Does the face have to be right down there?
Can you put it on my iPod?
Yeah. What else?
I mentioned the cooking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cooks for you while you bitch.
Right.
And that's it.
And can't be in the room because he needs his alone time.
Be on the other side of the door.
Go sit in the closet.
You stay in the kitchen. I'll be in the
listen
attic.
to my shit through the door.
I would constantly have to wait till that person left to go to the bathroom.
Or go on them. Maybe that's what you've been after all this time.
The pee shyness would really kick in at that point.
Yeah. Well, at that point, you'll be used to someone saying your dick. So you won't have to worry about the pee shyness.
I think even so, it would still be there.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it for you to find the right person?
Oh, it's low. Like 3, 4.
Oh.
What, you don't agree?
I find that sad. I mean, life is worth spending with someone else, I think.
Not yours, but other people's.
Yeah, someone else's life is
Oh,
worth
of course
ruining.
not me. I suck.
Do me a favor, Whitey. Don't get involved when the humans are talking. This is something in our species. Something that we deal with.
I should probably stay with Puppetville.
All right, but some part of you makes you think, I wish I had a special someone.
Yeah, I guess every once in a while it runs across me.
All right, let's make up a list. Someone who's a good listener.
Right.
And who, what would you like to do with that person? They like share your love for cooking.
Right. Well, I don't cook. They would have to have all the love for cooking.
But so your
love for eating.
Yeah,
right.
You're not looking just for a mate. You're looking for a companion, not someone to come over and just take care of you. That's a grandmother that you're kind of putting together. You're looking for someone to date, to spend time with.
Someone with whom you can swap orthopedic shoes, perhaps?
Now, when you're saying that you want them to be a good listener, do you want to help someone with their problems as well? Do you want to hear things?
I wouldn't mind listening. I don't know how helpful I ever am, but listening I don't mind doing.
No. As your friend, I can say you're not helpful at all. Now, this is a big one. Should this special someone have gonads or not?
What?
Or is that an option? Is that one of those things that really doesn't matter either way?
We'll leave that one blank.
This is the big city. He can have any combination of anything.
That's the beauty of it, Fez.
Yes,
You live in a place 20 million people.
Yeah.
18 million fucking freaks. So whatever you need is available to you. But what do you got to do?
Leave the house.
Leave the house.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to be a person. Human person.
Again, I think it comes back to let me chaperone you. Let me at least introduce you to some people that I know.
Do you want to go out to some things with him? Double date?
I can't imagine who you'd introduce me to.
Well, you saw how cute his chick is.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Fez and I actually had, now that I think about it, a great time with a semi-gay. I mean, it wasn't double date, but it was me, Westside, Fez, and Elfish. And
at the Hard Rock
I
Cafe.
thought me and Fez really had a good...
Handsome Elfish.
Had a good time.
You were dating Elfish for a while?
When Elfish came
when
into
you went
town
on
for
that weekend trip, when you had that romantic getaway.
When he came into town for his Memphis trip, I had to take him to the Hard Rock Cafe. Eastside Dave weasels in on it with his chick, Westside. And it was a nightmare. I don't know where you got the fun part of it from.
I got free food.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
Fun for Dave.
Both our chicks were just wasted.
That was true.
Here's Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, the most important question for the future partner is, would it be a top or bottom?
Well, do you consider yourself more the top, the aggressor, or the aggressee, Fez?
Well, I'm not an aggressor, that's for sure.
Right.
You gotta have top and bottom to make the outfit.
But, even if sex isn't, the most important thing for you, there's other people out there that are the same way. They're like, they could take it or leave it, too.
Right. I'm just so set in my ways at this point.
But you're not happy with your ways. You're set in your ways, and tell everybody what you did yesterday.
Oh, yesterday I just had 24-hour panic attack.
24-hour panic attack because you're only thinking about what's going on in your head, in your apartment, blah, blah, blah. You need to just step out of that. You need to look at something else besides, your own health or mortality or whatever, Here's a beautiful wedding you could go to with your new somebody.
Everything seems like a nightmare.
But you know what I'm saying? As far as... you don't want to rush things or whatever, there's a ton of people who don't want to rush things. There's a ton of people who don't even care about it.
Now let's expand on the benefits of a significant other for Fez. We've got 1, listens to his shit. 2, a benefit that I enjoy is when I go out on the street, I have some kind of interaction with someone, it doesn't go my way, I get to come home and explain to him why I'm the hero and he's the fucko.
Right.
3, I have someone to blame for losing the shit that I have in my house, because otherwise I would just have to be crazy, crazy me.
Right.
But now I have someone and I can say, what did you do with the keys? And that's really comforting.
Someone to blame is the best thing about being in a relationship. Someone to look at and say, this is your fault. Everything would be different if not for you. Right, the only reason.
It seems like a great plus.
Yeah.
I'll move in next week.
You, Fezzy, here's to somebody that this is actually not a bad idea. Jason, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on? I think we're missing the obvious person for Fez, and that's Stalker Patty. I think we have a perfect match made in heaven there. Both of them don't want sex, and they both could drive each other nuts.
Fez, there is a Stalker Patty thing about you. And maybe she would be perfect.
Yeah, maybe too much alike for that to work out. Plus the fact that she'd want to bring that cat over.
How do you know that? You don't know that. Why don't you just spend the day with her once?
I did.
Earl, you're practically in the same boat. You never have anyone over your apartment either, right?
Well, yes, on occasion.
Don't lie.
I'm not lying. I swear to God.
I've known you for... I've been back here with you every day for 5.5 months, and I haven't seen you with a date.
Well, that's true. Not here, yes. But I have a pretty active social life, sort of.
I asked out to the Earl out to the Pogues on March 19th. Turned me down.
Why is that?
Made up some little excuse that he was out with his family at a barbecue or something. There was nothing. I heard like a Mets spring training game on behind him.
Dave is an odd duck that way. Every once in a while, he'll call me like on a Friday night. Earl, got the Indiana Jones DVDs. You gotta come over, babe. Got the 6-pack.
He's trying to pull that with me. What is it with... Watch your own Indiana Jones DVDs. We've all seen them.
He's social. He wants to make a friend.
Exactly. And what is more fun than Indiana Jones ever in the history of movies? I would like to, have some non-heart attack popcorn with Fez, and we would have a great time.
But not on a Friday night.
Why not? What are you guys doing? What are you guys
Why
doing?
you answering the phone at home?
No, he calls my cell on
Lonely
Friday
girl?
night.
This is one lonely girl show. All right, let's get back to Fez and get off you two fucking losers. Neither one of you has a shot. I want Fez to start feeling better. So I'll find you somebody.
You will?
Yeah, and you have to do it, no matter who I pick.
Gonna pick someone crazy.
I'm giving them someone crazy. I think that you should do the computer thing, Fez. I really do. I think you should go into computer dating.
Wow, that seems risky.
Risky how?
Like, you don't know if you're getting a psycho or something.
Risky is you want this far into your life, let's face it, middle-aged, and still not going to step one. That's the risky part. What did E. Cummings say, Fez?
Something about a zombie.
Being undead is not being alive. That's where you are right now. You're not dead,
right?
But are you living? And I want you to be honest. Do you feel like you're living? You're in the most exciting city in the world, except for Paris, and, but no one
in
ever
London,
says that.
whatever.
In London, okay, and Portland. You're in one of the top 5 cities in the world, and you're not really out there living that life.
No, I barricade myself in.
Well, no, you don't
physically
have
and
to.
mentally.
No, you have to stop that, right? Start living. Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, Fezzy, you need Crazy Jen to move in with you, and you can help her develop her show for XM.
All right, what do you think of that, Fez? You do something with Crazy Jen.
That would make me want to step in front of a subway train.
So you want to go to a guy. Perfect.
No,
Write that down. Write that down on the list.
I know just the guy.
I couldn't imagine hanging out with Crazy Jen.
I know just the guy. It's perfect for you because, well, he's gay.
That yakking would never stop.
Any two guys, just smack them together. Peanut butter and jelly, whop.
It's like Black Friends. Like, I actually...
You know what? They're gonna really like you.
When my friend Keisha, I went like this, I know just the guy for you. His name's Earl. And she goes, let me guess, he's black? I go, yeah, matter of fact, I think he is.
Let me check.
He wears black, I know that.
What about Keisha for you? Because she's a fag hag.
She's seen your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. She's washed them before.
What do you think of that?
Keisha, I could hang out with. Keisha seems to go all night long, and I just don't do that anymore.
Tony, you're on Ron and Fez.
Big ass 2002, boys.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Fez, you should date a nurse. Here's why. Number one, they'll take care of you for health reasons. And number two, they work till like 3 to 11 every night, so you'll have all that alone time.
That's what you need, somebody who works nights, and then on the weekends you're available.
Might be onto something there, especially with the nurse part, too. Someone that can take this pulse.
Here's somebody good for you. Steve, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I got a suggestion that Fez ought to check out. It's justlunch.com. It's a website where you can check out where they find you a match for drinks or dinner after work.
Oh, you want to do that, Fez? Justlunch.com?
I don't know. What if I get there and I don't like the person? Then it's really uncomfortable.
You
They
speed
just have
date.
lunch.
You speed date.
Oh.
It's going to seem like the longest lunch ever.
That's what I was going to say. Why don't you do a speed dating? Because it's no commitment whatsoever. It's 5 minutes. You're gone. For a short attention span, no commitment. Go. Speed dating. You should do that.
I used to do that all the time with crystal meth. With these fucking meth whores. I would just chop it up. I'd go from one to the other, smack one of them. It's fucking nuts, man.
We should go back to the sexy nurse, like a sexy nurse, maybe a sexy nurse ratchet, like, why don't you let me read the carb content on that bar, Fez? I don't think you can have this, Fez. I think you're going to need a spanking, Fez.
Or,
what
hi, I'm a male nurse and I'm your date. Either way it works.
It's the disorderlies.
Either way it works, Fez. Frank, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello.
Yes. What can we do for
Hey,
you?
I'd love to go with Fez. I'm the guy that called about the anime porn last week.
Fez? Frank for you? Speed date?
No, I'm not dating Frank.
Oh, come on.
What? You don't even know him yet.
Exactly.
I'm a paramedic, too. I can take care of you.
See, he's making up things he thinks I want to hear. I have a defibrillator.
I love Batman.
See?
Well, it sounds like you need to date a child. When you really look over
Batman, wrestling.
Damn social mores.
But I have a feeling that if you started dating, And I think that you would start maybe maturing a little bit in stuff that you like. I think that you are trapped into this third grade thing because you haven't moved into mentally the junior high years yet.
I basically still watch all the same shows I did.
Right.
That could be nice, someone coming into your house saying, hello, perhaps you'd like to watch a movie with in another language with subtitles on the screen, or perhaps you'd like to go to an adult restaurant.
Or, what do you say we go into the art museums, Fez, and you're off that way? It's all hoity-toity. You're having little pieces of cheese and drinking wine.
That's very grown up.
Yes. What adults do.
Do you need someone to go out? I mean, why don't you go to some of these things to go out to a museum by yourself and see if there's people you can meet, or a singles lounge for your kind, you know, like...
What's that mean?
Wrestling fans?
Comic book.
The Batcave.
Roy has come up with a good idea. Roy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Fez, maybe someone should hook you up with Chris Canyon.
Book Canyon on the show, Earl, if you would. That's the wrestler who came out. And you're not even sure what you want, Fez, right?
Nah, I have no idea what I want. It took me minutes to come up with cooking.
Can we book Nick Cannon, the cute little black kid? He's cute.
Sure.
For Earl.
That won't be a problem.
He can rap, act, and drum.
Fez, what
Triple threat.
What is your problem by, just failing at some dating for a while? Because here's what I want you to understand. Everybody has before they find their right person. But most of us, did it years ago while you waited. Now it's your turn. Fail at some dating. Go on some bad dates. Come in here. Oh, I was on an awful date last night. Oh, I'll never find the right person. You could be that friend, like Rhoda's sister. You could be Rhoda's sister for us.
Brenda Morgenstein.
Yes.
Yeah. It just feels like there would be a lot of guilt there.
Guilt how?
Like if I didn't hit it off with somebody...
Mm-hmm.
and they thought they hit it off with me, I would drag myself through something hideous.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't have the nerve to say, listen, this didn't work out with me.
Right.
On my side.
Yes, that's the whole thing.
Email. Just email. Just say, look, I don't want to hang out with you anymore. Email.
Fez, you want guilt. Try talking them into abortion later through their tears. And then you're going I know you're upset now, but believe me, this is the best thing.
I mean, and that's a benefit of dating other gentlemen, because you're never going to have an accidental pregnancy. Like, there's never going to be, the adoption service does not show up at your door saying, well, this is Enrique. I thought you wanted him.
Right. For them, it would be AIDS. That's the only, that's your...
Good.
I got a little visitor. I got the stork with the feathers falling out.
See, that's your version of an unwanted pregnancy.
Sorry, Virginia.
So that's all, Fez.
You have bad date after bad date after bad date until finally you meet someone and you just give up.
But
Mr. or Miss Right.
I feel
or Mr. Jones.
The nervous thing for me is that first bad date. I would think, all right, that has to be it.
No.
Mm-mm.
Then what you do is...
And I would have so much guilt and trouble. I would be an even more panicky, nervous wreck than I am now.
You're making up excuses.
By saying,
fighting
this didn't work out.
You're making up excuses. So you
and
don't
great
have to do
stories for the radio.
Right. You're doing that, you're calling my chick, and you two are being all catty, like, well, fuck him, he wasn't right for you, you know what I mean? And that's where you need to be. Right now, you're trying to make up excuses, as if somehow you're not human, and you don't have to be in the human experience.
I could be catty, but I would still have trouble saying to another human being,
yes.
Yes, this isn't working out.
That's it, though, Fez. That's what every one of us has done. Every one of them. I tell my kids this isn't working out. I go, I can't tell you what a disappointment you've been. You've really let me down.
There are creative ways that you can do it, too. Send the person an email, send them just a regular mail with a nice box of chocolates,
When did you ever hear this? Here's some chocolates, I'm not dating you again.
Stay home, fatso.
What kind of bad advice is that?
Put on some more pounds. Become even more undesirable.
That's the worst advice I've ever heard. I've never even heard of anyone
After one date, all they need is a phone call or not a phone call. Most people, if you just don't call them, they'll
take the
figure
hint, the big zero.
Particularly if you're doing the speed dating, computer dating, everybody's in the same place as you.
Catch and release.
It doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just means that you guys didn't hit it off.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that.
Well, what
if
makes
you've gone
you
on
think...
a couple dates, then you
Yeah.
have to say, I'm sorry, I'm moving.
Right.
I've died.
Just call up and say,
I love your brother.
Ron won't let me date you anymore. So if you have any problems, call him. And I'll just run into my normal fucking bit of, I will dig your fucking eyes out if I see you around there again.
If I got that guarantee, I would feel better.
Yes, you got that guarantee. I'll break up with anyone. I broke up with your parents.
No. You go out with a girl, it doesn't work out. His chick can call them, tell them you're gay. You go out with a guy, it doesn't work out. His chick can call them, tell them you're straight.
Yeah.
All awkwardness over.
Until you figure out. Until you get an idea.
Till I start liking saying no. Or whatever.
Or maybe you'll say yes.
Right.
Sometimes it's fun to say no.
Yeah, maybe you'll get into breaking up with people.
Fez, I know this all seems nerve-wracking and all, but you gotta remember, you're in 8th grade. It's all your body's changing. Different things are happening right now.
One dance a year the girls get to ask.
I hate that dance.
What's that called again?
Sadie
Hawkins.
Oh, yeah.
Or turnabout.
Yeah.
What is it?
Turnabout.
Oh,
I just read it
turnabout.
the other day.
Oh, turnabout means something different to Fez.
Turnabout.
This is the annual reach around dance.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break here. We'll be right back. It's the Ron and Fez Show.
Somebody help me. Somebody help me now. Ow! Somebody help me now. Somebody help me find my baby. Somebody help me find my baby right now. I'm looking for love. I'm looking for love. I'm looking here and there, searching everywhere. I'm looking for love. Come on.
All right, it's the Ron and Fez Show. I think Earl's aimed this little song at you, Fez.
Nice pick.
Yeah.
I think it's a shot over the bow at me here.
Our friends are in, Tom Jones and Virginia from Portland. Hello. And we say our friends, we just met you the other night.
You know us as well as anyone.
Yeah, it really does.
We're best friends.
Yeah.
We're really, really close.
The irony.
Yeah. Well, now
we used to date.
Yeah, now we're not sure, Fezzy, if it's irony or not. Remember we...
Sometimes it's sarcasm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. Ironically, irony is the new irony. So
that is ironic.
Look out.
That's
What's ironic is that off of the You Can't Do That on Television show, the kids show from Canada, Alanis Morissette's the one who got famous, because I always thought it would be Moose. What happened to Moose?
I got to tell you the truth, I really never saw it. I never saw the show. I know that's a letdown.
I remember Moose.
Yeah.
And Moose was someone who was like a normal girl. She was a little older than the other kids.
Yeah.
But they just did fat jokes at her.
Yeah, she
when
was
she wasn't
like
fat.
2 pounds overweight, and she had curly hair, and that was enough.
And it was like this kids sketch comedy show, and everything was, I mean, she would be Moose in every sketch, and then something about her fat thighs would come up.
I never even thought about Moose being a fat show.
Yeah. I kind of like it because it keeps kids to have body problems, and I think they should.
So it really was. You can't do that on television. You shouldn't do that on television.
You ought not.
Yeah,
it's really
wrong.
better not to do that.
You get a 6-year-old handing her juice back. I'm trying to cut down my sugars.
I think they should. Really, I think that if you're running a lunch cafeteria, you got to go like this to the children. Anything else, Fatty?
No.
I guess that's enough.
I was going to ask for another sloppy Joe, but forget it.
Dallas, you're on Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yes.
Ironically, I'm so glad that you got your own radio show.
Thank you.
But I just wanted to call and tell Fez I'm a 26-year-old male, heterosexual, and I love him to death. Love yourself, buddy, and everyone that meets you will love you also. Just be yourself and be happy, and you'll have no problems.
Well, thanks for the Hallmark advice. Fezzy, I have the feeling that you don't love yourself, right?
Not a big Fez fan, no.
Yeah, you hate others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you hate...
it's universal that way.
Do you hate others more than yourself, or...
That would be tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can hate others pretty good.
You're interesting because... you hate people who think of you what you think of you. So it's really odd.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want you thinking that. That's my job to think it.
I see.
It reminds me of something I think Stephen King said about the trouble of being a writer is that when you read something else, exactly, the undead come to your house. When you read something else, you're either jealous or scornful. Like Fez has that, it's like people are never going to measure up to him, but he's crap.
Right. Or, like, he can't enjoy his own humor because, like, he'll listen to Anthony will be on this really hysterical hook, and Fez will be like this. Yeah, good. Everybody else is laughing and enjoying, and he's going funny because he's not Anthony.
Great. The maestro's orchestrated another one.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Maybe you should dress up as a homeless person and attack him. Now, during the break, I know he doesn't want to put this on the air, but Eastside Dave had an idea for you. He had somebody in his life, he doesn't want to say who, but he thinks that would be perfect for you.
I don't know, it just seems like a tie-in to Eastside Dave, even more than work relation.
Yes, there is, but I think it's nice that he's thinking about you.
Yeah, there's someone I know, but I kind of wouldn't want to say it right now on the air.
Right.
Why? Someone you've known a long time.
Right.
So let's just say you could be maybe a brother-in-law. We'll leave it like that.
Describe this person to Fez.
This person sort of used to have red hair, but now he's in his late 30s and it's sort of brownish. And I know this person pretty well.
Okay. So, Fez, would you be willing to do that?
No.
You're already shooting down, Fez, instead of taking that chance.
Is there a hair color you prefer?
Hey, Bernie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
I was just making correction. The can't do that on television. Yeah, Moose had the curly hair, but they always made the bad jokes about Lisa. It was Lisa that was...
Lisa.
I don't remember Lisa, but I know they would do things at Moose because part of her gimmick would be then she would stomp out of the scene.
Like a big fat F.
Yeah, because they would make fun of her giant lunch or something like that.
She would have a really big lunch?
No, she would have a normal lunch. But then they would say, what, are you going to have another 3 sandwiches?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm going to have to take your word. I don't watch a lot of children's programming.
Especially Canadian children's programming.
Even when I was a kid, I really preferred sports and porn. Even when I was in, like, 2nd or 3rd grade.
That was sort of the SNL, though, for kids.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You can't do it on television. Oh, it was a totally
Wacky.
brilliant skit show.
You loved it?
Yeah, the great green slime would come out of the ceiling.
So was it Moose or Lisa?
I think Lisa was the quote-unquote good-looking one, and so for Moose to get revenge on Lisa, she would be like, "Go have another cheeseburger, Lisa," and everything like that. But I think
it would be almost bizarre that she would say these things.
Yeah, it would be ironic, I guess. But Alistair would make fun of Moose's weight, so it was really all the chicks. They would all get made fun of with their weight.
I see. And that's good for kids. Pickles,
What's up, buddies?
Scream away. Go ahead.
Hey, first of all, I want to find out if Fez got a huge consulting fee for that movie they made about him, The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Why hurt?
Yeah, why be painful? Have you seen that film yet, Fezzy?
No, I have not seen that.
Too
No,
close?
I just haven't bought it or rented it yet.
Too close?
To home?
Should you watch it with your therapist?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think Fez rides a bike.
Fez?
No.
Michael, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I just want to first say I'm from the South and I love Black Earl.
Oh, there you go, Earl.
There's
one.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's always one.
The one and only. And also, Fez just needs to get a booty call. That's how I met my wife. I had a booty call, and it just took all the pressure off so that when I started going out with her, I could...
She was a prostitute, or...?
No. I'm just saying the booty call took all the pressure off so that when I finally met my wife, it was a lot easier going. I wasn't so, just pressured to be with somebody because I had something to call up at night.
Oh, you had sex with someone you didn't like.
Right.
And then married her.
That sounds like a feature.
Fez, perhaps if you slept with a prostitute, you would feel better.
I don't see where that would make me feel good at all.
It always makes me feel good. Plus, they'll do whatever you tell them. I go for pirate eye patches.
Arr.
Only when they come. Then I say yell R. Then I know. Vaughn, you're on Ron and Fez. Is that odd? Tell me if it's odd.
A little odd.
All right. I don't
What's
believe
going
it.
on?
Vaughn.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell Fez that Lisa was Moose on You Can't Do That on television. I remember that.
Does everybody fall for this one?
I believe it.
Lisa Moose with the same person?
I would say that. Two main chicks, and then there was Zach, unpronounceable last name, and then Alistair.
Was the
little brother.
Alistair was the big time. I thought Lisa was the blonde. Moose was the black-haired broad.
It's Alanis was the blonde, right? Who became Alanis Morissette.
Alanis Morissette was nothing. She was
like
nothing.
Fodder. She was fodder.
She was like when Janine Garofalo was on SNL. She was background bullshit. You know, we need an extra waitress in here, but she didn't count. She's no star.
Why are you pushing other people down? She was doing something you weren't. While you were at home working a puppet act, she was on television. And then went on to have the largest selling album of what, 1995, Earl? What'd you say?
I think it was 95.
Thank you. Thanks for being there for me, Earl.
Phony. Her first album, everyone knows by now. Her first album was, very Britney Spears-ish, if you will, and
Angsty
then,
Spears.
And then a guy called Kurt Cobain comes out and makes grunge and dark moods more popular. So she changes up her little dance act and pretends like she's a pained woman. Could you guys agree with me here?
No, I have no reason to run this person down. I'm going to say every artist is free to go through whatever arc their life has to be.
Not a fan of Canadians.
What about the band? Neil Young, Joni Mitchell.
Oh, you got 3 for 3
Skinny
there.
Puppy.
Yeah. I got to go on forever and ever.
I just think of Rush and
that's one part. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't BTO Canadian?
Jackson Brown.
What about Tragically Hip?
BTO, Earl. Terrible.
Yeah, BTO was Canadian. B was. I don't know about TO.
But,
yeah.
And Levon Helm, the best part of the band, is from Arkansas.
Yeah, so what? So what's your point
USA
there?
all the way.
All right. It's not a competition. They don't see boundaries. They do not see boundaries.
I think I can tie it all up.
Yeah.
Canadian that Fez should date, Mr. Rufus Wainwright.
Would you go out with Rufus? Do you know how fucking happy I would be? Now, our friend Schmuggs was at Ruby Foo's the other day. Rufus Wainwright was sitting right next to the table next.
That's cool.
So, start hanging out at Ruby Foo's. Chinese to Ruby Foo. Thanks for everything, Fez Watley. We're getting you a date tonight, Fez. I want some kind of needle. It's going to either land on boy or girl. Whatever it is, go.
Do that spin the needle.
Try.
I want a date tonight.
Just try. I want you to have 17 dates, different dates, before you even judge the first one. After the 17th date, you're allowed to come back and say, here's what I liked and didn't like about the first couple.
17 seems like an awful lot.
Yes. You know what sounds like not much? 0. What you put together in the first 40 years of your life. 0 is where we are now.
17 dates by when? Just so we know. I'm going to write this down.
Well,
write it on your hand, stupid.
I know when I started the program, they told me 60 and 60 days. So, you would do a meeting every day. You could have a short date. Doesn't have to be, over the top. Could be a lunch date. Would you be willing to do 17 dates in 17 days?
And 17 long nights.
Yeah. And then after 17 days, you go back and start to judge what you liked and didn't like.
That's too many. That's too soon, too many.
30.
No, that's more.
Oh.
That's going the other way.
All right, Dan wants to help.
I almost agreed to the 30.
Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a date for Fezzy there.
Yeah.
I heard Lorena Bobbitt's back in town. She's out of jail now. You wouldn't be afraid of sleeping with her, would you, Fez?
Dan, you want to try to make him even more nervous? Thank you. Get off the phone. Fez, why are you saying something's too much? What does it matter if you get what you really want at the end?
It just seems like a lot of work.
Pay any price. So you can stop having that day where you spent all day like yesterday under the fucking blanket, worried about life.
It'll be like being on unemployment. You'll just have to write down the names of the dates. Some of them could be half an hour, some could be 2.5 hours, some of them you could just sit quietly in a movie
Some you could
theater.
just make up.
Right.
Some you could just make up.
Dress badly for.
I see that you've gone on a date with Quiche Lorraine again.
Vandalay Industries.
We can't seem to find this person. All right, first one's with Dave's brother, and then who's the next one?
Do you have any other family members, Dave?
Someone who I happen to know.
It won't be Westside crying today, but he will get a phone call.
Mommy, turn it down.
Would you let him go out with Westside and have a practice date?
Yes. What I was thinking is, how about
I
this?
can't afford the liquor bill.
No, well, Fez, you and my chick, you go out shopping and to lunch and all. That feels comfortable with you, right?
Yeah.
Well, this would just be with the same thing, different person.
Yeah, date people who are already in committed relationships.
Right.
That's safe.
That's what I do anyway on the side.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Totally. We all do.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sorry, Virginia.
Why don't we
A lot of apologies today.
Sure.
set up some practice dates? See, I think the hardest thing for Fez is the conversation. And so what we could do is we could set up some practice dates, maybe 4 in a row. We'll get Bronx Johnny one day, Lil John the next, Petsy, and then finally Psycho Bill to get in there.
What am I going to talk to Bronx Johnny about?
It's
Ecuadorian food. Let him go out to one of those different things. You try to make it a fun date so it's not just about you two.
An hour talking about huevos.
Why don't you take him, you two go out on you rent a canoe and you spend the day out on a pond somewhere.
I know what happened to him in the bathroom at McFadden's.
Yeah.
But that's just a way to break the just to get you in the habit of talking with people about stuff.
All right, here's what I want you to do: call XM Sales, Earl, and figure out if we got anybody on the line who's one of these computer dating things.
Yeah, definitely.
And say Fez wants 17 dates in 17 days.
It's like the Fez Watley World Tour of dating.
Right.
Too many.
What would you be willing to do over 17 days?
3.
No, you can't do. You're not going to find the right person in 3 fucking dates, Fez. It's going to take 17. 17 dates in a month?
Well, that's over half the month.
I think the problem that you're going to have is the in-between time. That's when you're going to start your worrying again. Where if you're just on some kind of a whirlwind, and every day, you know, what's coming? Here's some cock, some pussy. I've got out of my mind. Just loving this. And you try everything. You go out with a black guy, a Chinese chick, a Puerto Rican cross-dresser. Sure. Whatever it takes.
Midget.
You'll date a midget if that's what you're
Midgets
after.
of both genders.
Yes. And at the end of it, you'll go, here's what I decided I like.
A midget doesn't scare me, Dave.
And you won't have time
Good,
to worry.
that's his
You'll
brother.
be yikes.
Red-haired and 2'8".
Oh, McDonald had a farm and it was a freak show.
Yeah.
The farm was next to a power plant. Forgot to mention that.
Rusty and I, if you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, what about Earl's mom? Is she single? He's always talking so highly about her. She must be a great woman.
I notice this. Any time we talk about women, Earl brings up his mom.
That's sad.
You are a mama's boy.
Oh, my mother's a saint. My parents have been married 48 years.
Right.
And they're happily married.
Yes, they have their own life. It's your time to meet women on your own. So when we don't all start to talk about women trouble, you're not bringing up your mom again. That's the odd thing.
They've been married 48 years. Earl turned 49 last year.
Oops.
Leave
Earl was
mommy
unwanted.
alone.
Yeah. Earl, stop calling her your mommy. It really sounds bad. And you get on, you want to do this thing too? Were you doing 17 dates in 17 days?
Earl, do it with me.
No, you can't have double dates.
No, I don't mean that, but
Like
just
a
the program.
competition? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the program we're making up right now.
Oh.
But see if you can find a nice dating service.
Oh, definitely.
And say he's open to everything. He doesn't know yet.
He'll literally take all comers.
Oh. In the chin. He'll take them all right on the chin.
See, you write that in a profile, and the dregs show up.
So what? Maybe you need the dregs a little bit.
I don't need dregs.
How do you know?
I know. You just know some things.
I don't think you do. At this point, you got to realize that the way you've been doing it your whole life has been wrong. Can we at least all admit that?
I'll go in. Yeah, I'm in on that one.
Everything you've done up to this point in terms of getting along with another person romantically has been a 0. So now you're going to try something new. 73 dates and 73 nights.
That's so exciting.
I don't think it is. I think it's exciting, too. I want to do this. I might do it with you.
It sounds the opposite of exciting, whatever that is.
Something that's going to keep you from standing in front of the refrigerator talking to your buddy.
Seriously, you got to stop that. That's the depressing story that started all this, Fez.
Yeah. Kick stupid idiot out.
Yes.
Asking buddy and stupid idiot what they want to eat.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Why don't you just change their names? From Buddy
to Smeagol.
And the first thing we're going to do...
Festonio.
And the first thing we're going to do, Fezzy, is we're going to take you shopping so that you're walking up and down the streets of New York with these big bags. I don't know what goes in them, but I see the beginning of the romantic comedies when we try to give you a makeover, and that's where we're going.
Kicking up his heels, jumping in a puddle, having a good time.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're just empty boxes.
You're saying yes.
In the air?
Yeah.
This is you saying yes, Fezzy.
Yes.
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 All right, call your brother.
Yes.
Date number 8. Yeah. Patrick back.
Screaming.
Now, your brother... Is your brother kind of,
Well, I didn't want to bring this up on the air.
Right, me neither. But
Which is why I told you.
But you said it's cool, right? It's cool with us. We don't care.
I said I could look into it for Mr. W if he wants to just get the ball rolling. What the hell?
Because you said your brother waited a while, too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before he decided to.
Till now.
You know what? That was the best ventriloquism you've done all day. What, that big that came from behind a closed mouth?
Well, I'm not sure if he or the family wanted it broadcast.
I don't want it either. I don't want it either. You brought it up, though.
All right.
I'm trying to get Fez somebody.
Don't worry. Michael Musta says it's for the best.
Yes. All right, here's Gladys. Gladys, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello?
Yes.
My name is Claudia. I have the perfect day for you, my hot Puerto Rican daughter.
Now, how old is your hot Puerto Rican daughter?
She just turned 30.
Okay. And what does she look like?
She's about 5'5", black hair, short black hair, white, brown eyes, about 140.
Fez, what do you think?
I think it would be perfect for Fez.
Yes. Like a little empanada there.
All right, I'm going to hook up this date, but I want your daughter to call him Ron all night and to wear heels. Fez, would you like to go? Would you like to go out with Gladys's Puerto Rican daughter?
Just refer this one to Earl. Let's see what the dating service comes up with first.
All right, why are you turning things down? Why are you turning down a hot Puerto Rican lady when you don't even know yet?
Yeah, that's it. The unknown.
Yes. The unknown. You know what you know about the known, right? It stinks. You hate it.
The known's not great.
You're talking to yourself. You're sitting in that fucking apartment like it's a coffin. You're done with that. Now you're going out with Puerto Rican girls. Something happens, you do something wrong, they're fucking screaming, cut you with a knife. It's exciting.
I don't want to get cut.
I think you will.
I'll bleed out.
I think that you will love being with in a bad relationship.
So we got two down, 15 to go.
Yeah.
You know what
15.
Madonna said? Only the one who causes the pain can really take it away.
That is true. And Scientology, I think, says the same thing. Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Check into that, too.
Yeah. Ronnie, why don't you hook him up with somebody, right? Slip Fezzy a little GHB, a little date rape drug.
Fez, are you interested in date raping yet or just dating?
Let's get to dating first.
Yeah.
Speed date raping.
How long?
Especially, why am I the one taking the date break drug? According to him. Why am I getting it slipped?
You're going to be so
the only way.
You'll be so relaxed you pass right out.
I woke up and I had dated.
It was all over my clothes.
Somebody paid for my dinner.
Here's Christian. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, my name's Kristen, and I work in a gentleman's club, so maybe I have a multiple girls that Fez might like.
What do you think of that, Fez? Would you like
Stripper
to
hooker.
date some peelers?
Do they all have that powdery smell?
I love that smell.
Grunts me out.
We smell beautiful. We smell gorgeous. We have multiple women for you.
What's the name of the club? What's the name of the club?
Oh, the Grandview and the Poconos.
The Poconos strippers.
Say no more.
That's where we get ironic and sarcastic.
That's vacation strippers, Fezzy. You're not going to beat that.
Trip to the Poconos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should come. Come up. Lots of fun.
Come once, come often, Fez. That's it. All right. I think that would be great for you. Pocono strippers down, Fez?
Yeah, put it down.
All right.
Met a gal at the Delaware Water Gap.
Gladys, is your daughter around?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, would you like to talk to her, Fez?
Not really.
I can leave the room. Fez, you habla a little Espanol, right?
Un poco.
She speaks perfect English.
Ew. We hate that. All right, hold on. I'm going to keep you on hold. Earl, try to talk Fez into this, okay? I'd love for him to be with Gladys's daughter.
Beautiful brown woman, Fezzy.
Yeah.
She can cook. She take care of you.
Oh, you were talking sexy there for a second.
Hold on.
What?
Earl's over there going like this. Doesn't he realize someone already loves him? He doesn't even know that person's
Everything
alive.
you need is right here.
Turn around. Look at me.
I'm just a producer standing in front of a host hoping he loves him.
Ronnie, you said you wouldn't tell.
Whatever. Earl, I mean, you act like you're going with the bit, but that's the fucking best thing you've ever done. 17 dates, 17 days. 8 days, it's going to be with a guy. 8 days with a girl. 1 day.
Other.
What's the mystery date? Open the door.
Little of both and not enough of either, Fez. That's what you're going to be after.
I got the dud.
Here is Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez. Mikey.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, Ronnie, Fezzy, what's up?
What can we do for you, Mike?
I got a place about 5 minutes right down the street from the Grandview in the Poconos.
Perfect.
Fezzy, you can stay there. You're more than welcome.
All right, this Grandview thing is seem like it's all coming together.
Is this like from the C. Thomas Howell movie, Grandview, USA?
You tried to use a C. Thomas Howell movie from, I'm going to guess, 83 as a punchline to a joke, thinking that would get over.
Hoping.
Yeah, that's not going to, Fez. That's not going to happen.
I just don't want to stay in a stranger's house in Grandview in the Poconos.
Why?
It doesn't seem fun.
You've got to get away from the comfort. That's your new thing.
Seems a little nerve-wracking.
Potentially, that could be another date, Fez.
All right, Tom Jones and Virginia here from Portland. They are, of course, dating experts. They understand what people want and don't want.
Is that what they are?
You've known Fez as long as anyone has now.
2 days.
If you could honestly explain him to somebody, and what would you think would be the perfect person for Fez? And I want you guys to be as honest as you can. Because you will not look at yourself, will you, Fez? You will not think about your own life.
No.
And yet
I
you
look
sit
away.
there afraid all day yesterday, but it never dawns on you to ask the one question, what is it that I want? What is it that will bring me happiness?
Yeah.
Not to be too cheesy with it, but I think Fez is the universal desirability. I mean, he's like the J-Lo of radio. The ladies love him. The gentlemen love him. He's handsome. He's charming. He knows a lot about wrestling.
Right.
He just needs to take his pick.
He's aerodynamic.
Yeah, I mean, when you got to the he knows a lot about wrestling.
Yeah, you ran out fast, Virginia.
But he is, in terms of, like, he's grown into his look. You know what I mean? As he had the baby face thing going for a long, long time. Now it's like a rugged guy.
Right, the ravages of age have really helped him out there.
Right. Post-heart attack Fez is somewhat hot.
Smoking.
Yeah. Now, what do you think that Fez would prefer? What you know of him? What do you think he would prefer? I mean, Eastside picked his brother, and I don't think you could be sweeter than what he did. But what would you pick?
How about your brother, Virginia?
Yeah.
Your married brother.
Oh, my married gay brother? I don't think we should talk about that on the radio.
Whoops. Sorry.
Yeah, I've done the same thing today. So it happens.
Sorry.
Don't pull another McDonald.
My nephew isn't old enough yet.
No. Tom's got a gay nephew. Unfortunately, he's 3, and we go over, and his mother says, "Well, that might be perfect, unfortunately." But and his mother's like, "Look at this painting he drew," and Tom, and Tom's like, "Oh, he's a regular little Andy Warhol. Look at this picture he made. He's a regular little Robert Mapplethorpe." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up with the gay jokes."
It's no joke.
Well, I'm the only one in Fez who seems like I'm leaning towards there could be a chick for you. As disgusting as that sounds right now.
I appreciate it, Ronnie.
No. John Cameron Mitchell, best of both worlds.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Or a chick with a dick.
An angry
maybe.
inch.
Yeah. All right, that's it for us. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us. My God, we had a great time.
Yeah, well, you're always welcome.
Travel safely.
See you tomorrow.
Have a yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Have a safe trip back to Portland as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
All right. Take care. That's it.
The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.